What the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all living, baby? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the fucking stream. I don't know what to do with this. I don't got cufflinks yet. I don't have cufflinks yet. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. Wrong. Sorry. You really can't hear? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. We're good. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the fucking stream. What do I do with this, bro? Like, what are you? I'm trying to be a banker, but they don't teach you how to fucking roll your sleeves and shit. No one tells you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like figure it out. So I roll them, but then they get all messy. Then I feel like I'm ruining the shirt. So we'll figure it out. Everyone talks about the Kennedy tuck, but no one tells you how to do the Kennedy tuck. Welcome back to the stream. I'm gonna be honest, man. This might be one of the most important streams we'll do the entire year. Lit BB, welcome, first time chatter. Good to see you here. It's a very, very, very important stream. We have earnings today out the wazoo. We got Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, Ford, Chipotle, Qualcomm, SoFi. I think SoFi already happened, actually. We have so many earnings to come in today that are gonna be important for the market. What a fucking ridiculous market, huh? Shout out our guest 94.33 for one share of Intel, for one share of American chip computing, American fab, American chip making. 94.34. You would be up like 12% on infinite size if you just longed the Bubble Boy stock. Insane. I mean, what a fucking market, guys. It is wild. I love this shit. I don't know if you love this shit, but I fucking love this shit. I'll do it all day, every day for the rest of my life. I love it. WTI. Let's look at Brent actually instead. Just we have four of the biggest earnings today in like the next 30 minutes. The next market closes in 10 minutes. And Brent oil is $111.51 a barrel right now. At the same time that Intel is 95, everything just candles. Bloom Energy is up 25% today, $283 a share. Everything is just fucking candling. Everything is up. Scary stuff is up. Risk is up. Everything except crypto. Okay, everything except crypto. The ultimate cuck asset right now. I don't know what else to say. It's a cuck asset right now. I don't know what to tell you. So we have a million things to cover. We have earnings that are going to start rolling in. We're going to watch some of them. My goat of all goats, Chumbawamba, wrote an article yesterday, and it is a ridiculously bullish article. It's a very fun one. I listened to the Paul Tudor Jones. I'll just say it before everybody else rolls in. I listened to the PTJ, Legendary Trader podcast yesterday, and I was relatively underwhelmed. I'll just say it. I mean, these guys, I'm like, man, 30, you trade for 10 years, 5 years, 30 years, whatever, any of the crypto experience. I just think we can beat a lot of these guys. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me whatever you want to call me. But I was relatively underwhelmed by the podcast. I have deep respect for my elders. And I loved the lore. Okay, I felt like he came and brought lore, and that was fired me up. Okay, the lore fired me up and got me ready to go, but it was relatively underwhelming from like an alpha perspective. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it's beatable ass market. So we're gonna watch some clips from that. We have a million things to talk about. Had lore gems. I love lore, but we are in a wild market. I'm fucking having fun. I honestly am excited to be here today. Every day feels like game day right now, and I love it. So we got 9 minutes before market close. Earnings are going to roll in. I think Google is first from a actual earnings calls that we can watch, and then Amazon is the late one at 5:30, I think, that we care about. Also, we have a guest coming on, okay? We have a low-key, relatively niche guest, but if you're a ball knower, you know Tolks. It's coming on in an hour and 10 minutes and some change, and I think he is really sharp. I don't know if he's the best trader in the world, but he really understands the market. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking my ass. He really understands the market. He covers a lot of stuff that we cover. A lot of my takes for how I think about the world right now are derivatives of what Tolks talks about in his articles, and I think we're just going to have a fun convo. It's going to be the fun one. So that is what it is. That's what we're going to cover. That's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to do. And it's a fucking big stream. So welcome back. It's good to see you all. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, you can look at chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Also, JPow final speech. We had FOMC today. Everything was left unchanged. There's just a million things going on, a million things to cover. We're all over the place. Roll call. Eli's, what's good? Alex, Viblet, I want Lambo, DNAP, Seth, Jackson Ray, Sparky, Spicy Meatball, Caleb, Kevin, Zaru, Rug, Kenyon, what's good? Lit, Art Mommy, what's good? SNH, what is good? Squabba, what's good? Rockefeller, what's good? MCL, what's good? Jeebus, Darth, Kira, Chunky Nuts, Tulip King, Rectal, House, Goblin, Live the Life TV, Unk, what's good? JLED, Hidden Character, Raid 12, Crypto Grit, thank you for the raid. Yonin, what's good? Alt, what's good? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Andrew Barks, what's up? Teo, what's up? 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 All right, we got a million things to do. Booty Watcher, what's good? Eli's, I saw you. I saw a lot of people. Market is ridiculous right now. Thanks for the raid, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Make Bitcoin go up. Cuck asset. It's cooked. Everybody wants to get mad at me for talking shit about crypto. It is completely and utterly cucked right now. I had an intro top. Oh, real quick. I won't waste any time on this, but I went to a NetSpend concert yesterday, and I've officially declared myself as Unk. I went to a NetSpend concert in New York, and I think I was the oldest person there.
The committee
and
still have a bias towards.
It was wild. I was the oldest person there. I hate his music, but I gotta be honest, the kid is lit. The kid is lit. NetSpend is fucking lit. He has aura like you could not believe. And I mean, he walks out and they're doing him like God. It was unbelievable. It seriously was unbelievable. He walks out and they're it's insane. I've never seen I'm not like a rave guy. I'm not really a concert guy. I've been to 2 concerts in my life, basically, and it was Drake twice. And so I'm not like a mosh pit kind of guy. And I mean, people are on the floor getting elbowed, getting punched, tackling. People are running out of like the pit of this concert in a full soaking sweat, having like asthma attacks. It was unbelievable what I was watching. And so shout out to NetSpend, shout out to New York City, shout out to, I think it was Terminal 5 is where the concert was. It was lit. HUX Live right now watching JPow.
Bias on the.
That's a Renaissance woman, folks.
Is there anything, we might just skip over this, but I wanted to watch a second of it.
That's a Renaissance woman. These questions in that song.
Committee shifted away from.
That was actually this woman? Yes, that was actually this woman. Her side project under a different name.
Shout out to HROC, future stream guest.
Hikes if that was needed.
I think that, the center.
This is a final JPow meeting, man. Shout out to Jerome Powell. We're doing a walkout, by the way. High school walkout today, 3 p.m. High school walkout for JPow.
Is moving toward a more neutral place, and that's sort of what markets are saying too. I just think, there's a lot of signaling going on when you change guidance like that.
Dude, I mean, that's what people would say about me when I was at NVIDIA, bro. I'd show up in a button down, not a hat, at the office like this. I would sit in a boring ass meeting, talk about fucking KPIs, and then I would go home and play balloons or some shit. And if somebody at the office were to see both, they'd be like, is that?
Hey, we're going to skip this for now. We'll come back, but I just wanted to see if anything crazy was happening. As far as intro stuff, I don't have that much important stuff to talk about. I really want to just get into the to close. I want to get straight to close. I'll read this one thing real quick that deals with cultural stuff, and then we'll get into earnings, we'll get into the market, we'll get into the stream, because there's just a lot to cover. DNAP, make sure when you're sending me the earnings calls, send me times. Let me know when I should join, when I should get out. I want to read this one thing, and then we'll move on, because I tweet all day, and I write all day. I feel like I've gotten AI fatigued. I've been exposed to LLMs so much for work and fun that now I can spot AI writing so easily, and it just annoys me. It seems like things written by AI are just trying to hit a word count. They'll repeat the same idea 8 times in different ways and call it a paragraph. Just seeing the AI accent, it's not this, it's that, and so on, makes me stop reading immediately. And I'm someone who likes using AI. I feel like AI writing peaked with ChatGPT 4.0. I agree. Also, I typed this into ChatGPT and responded with, quote, "You're not imagining it." And I wanted to throw my phone across the room. Anyone else feeling this? Any ideas to spice things up? I've tried using Gemini and Grok, and I've made my own system prompts in LM Studio, but it feels like I'm hitting a wall. I'm now mostly using AI to brainstorm and categorize things, but I keep it far away from anything I'm actually writing. Thoughts, suggestions? Pico top on AI writing. We have hit upper bound local plateau on AI writing. We've hit local plateau on AI writing. I fully, deeply believe it. And if you huge premium on off the dome, schizo, typoed, messed up, 100%. Not gonna lie, y'all just bad at it. Disagree. You could spot it from a mile away. It could be helpful. You could use it in spots and pieces. But premium on live, raw, authentic, and premium on off the dome, schizo, authentic as it relates to writing. I really believe it. I really believe it. I really believe it. I don't know what else to say. Also, this is on r/writing with AI. It's all I do is write with AI. So that is what it is. Let's just get right into it. Ping me in the chat as earnings come through, but market closes in 2 minutes. Let's do the drill. What are you in? What are you long? What are you short? What did you make money on today? What did you lose money on today? What are you considering buying? What are you considering selling? What is your positioning? Long Bitcoin. Eli's, I like you, but I pray for you, brother. BMNR, I pray. That's the first two, Bitcoin and BMNR. An alt spot to the first three messages is ridiculous. Long Palantir. Short BTC. Down 6 figures today. On what? Are you really down 6 figures today? You moving size like that? Living light TV? That's insane. Long WTI. Good luck. Long Intel. Nice. Long Amazon. First chatter. Psychedelic 117. Welcome. 177. Short BTC. INTC 1 month calls. Nice. Cash out 6K profits in Intel calls. Hey, did anyone make money on Intel off Bubble Boy coming on stream yesterday? I know it was like a little ridiculous because it's 1 day ago, but did anyone make money on that? I did. People did. Nice. Nice. Congrats. Galaxy calls. What else? What else? Short Soul. I feel like if there was ever a time, it's now. Wow. Everyone say thank you, Bubble Boy. Thank you, Bubble Boy. Thank you, Bubble Boy. Longed Nokia today on the NVIDIA news or just because you felt like longing Nokia? What else? What else? What else before we look at close? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Maybe I'll throw in a mid stream in the background as they can call out. Let's see what they're doing right now. So they can call out earnings as they roll out. Let's see.
Seconds. PayPal is up 2.5% today,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna put this quietly in the
And it's
background.
near.
Based on
Actually, no, I'm not. I'll wait. I'll tap in when the earnings actually happen. What else? What else do you want me to look at before we look at the charts? What else you got? What else you got? Up 60% on wheat. Wheat is moving. I have seen this. Wheat is moving, and I think it's moving on the back end of oil supply chain fuckery. I'm not entirely sure, but wheat is moving. Starbucks looking good. Interesting. Nokia Photonics play. Long Micron. I have a really fun Micron post we're going to read. Also, the lighting I feel like looks incredible. Qualcomm is out. Is it? I like Qualcomm. They're building the OpenAI phones. Let's see. Qualcomm. Qual. What else, chat, before we go through all these charts? What else? Damn, Qualcomm, is this a miss? This is down a decent amount, down 3%. Post-market, right off the bat. Anything else we care about? Everyone's about to smash earnings. It feels like it. It feels like it. Hood got slammed. Yes, it did. All right, anything else? Market closed officially 1 minute ago. Why are people on grab? Amazon and Meta are out. All right, let's fucking go. Let's go right away. I'll turn the image stream on for a second.
market today, if we believe in participation, Rev guides 3.1 to 10.2.
All right, let's go.
They came in at 9.2 to 10.
Where are we?
Meta goes down, no up, no down.
Wow.
Amazon is down 5.something%.
Meta down.
No.
All right, guys, see you tomorrow.
Amazon. Wow. Fuck. Did Amazon miss? Or just priced in?
Meta was down. Can it flip? Qualcomm down 3. Microsoft's up 1.
Wow.
Meta's
Amazon
gonna clip
crushed.
green. Meta's trying. Qualcomm down 4. Microsoft up 2. Microsoft's the winner so far. That one's moving.
And then let's
Google,
see. MSFT. Wow. Microsoft
Amazon,
candle.
EPS, Street wanted $1.60. They came in at $2.78. That's a big beat.
Big beat off a cliff.
Oh my gosh.
AWS
numbers are out.
28% for AWS.
Dude, look at
Wow, look
Meta's
at this. Look at
numbers.
this PA.
Oh,
Is it
and,
bad?
and
Wait, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this thing go.
Meta's getting hit. Meta's
Wow.
Amazon.
Google's out. Google's out. Okay, Amazon big beat and ripping.
They got $10.
I'm gonna pause this. Amazon big beat and ripping. Google. Wow. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go. Nice. 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 Okay. Okay. Google. Let's just make a couple tabs. Wait. Let's go like this. Amazon big beat. Amazon huge beat. It's probably good for like some of the CPU stuff, right? Wow, look at Google. All right, Amazon. It's basically flat post. It does what for Intel? Flat post. Meta is where. This is where like TG's and bias. He follows the trend. We fucking trade, baby. We're just market guys. Meta is down 3%. Let's see the tweet. Let's see. Meta. Meta Intel. Yeah, Tulip King says Meta's not a big deal. Meta Google MSFT. Where are we at? All right, nice. Nice. All right, guys, you see the FaZe Banks video? Not yet. Wow! Holy fuck! Woo! Man, look at that thing go, dude. Look at that thing fucking go. Google, god damn. This is the wrecked Mando stock if I've ever seen one. Who's long Google? Is anyone long Google? This is incredible. Look at this thing go. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so we leave. Meta's up 3. Amazon, and let's get them all up. Sorry, I'm moving slow. And then MSFT. Google, Amazon, and then Meta. All right. All right, so here we're at. Meta down 5 after earnings. Amazon down like 2 post-market. Microsoft up like 3, and then Google's the obvious winner here. It's fucking ripping. Okay. Amazon CEO should be on at 5:30. DNAP, let me know what you think we should watch. Let me know what you think we should watch today as far as earnings go, but there's a lot I want to cover. We'll go right into full market close today. This is sick to see right here. This is really sick to see. There's a lot I want to cover, and I really am excited to read this. I read this last night. It fucking fired me up, the Chumbawamba article. Also, we have Google at 4:30 if we get bored. If we get bored, we have Google at 4:30. We have Tokes in an hour, and Amazon is probably the one we care about the most at 5:30. So, all right, let's fucking go. This is a crazy day in the markets today, okay? Crazy day in the markets. Most notably, this is why. This is a chart of front-dated Brent oil on Hyperliquid. And look at the daily chart on this thing. Let me delete all this shit. Look at this chart. Pretty terrifying. All-time high on the first breakout, like early March, was like 117 and some change. Right now, we're the highest oil price we've been since like April 5th. And this thing is absolutely candling. Okay, we've had some escalations in Iran. And Flood says Meta. Yeah, it's getting crushed. God damn. It's getting crushed. It's down 7%. It's down 7 is nuts. Where's Intel right now? Where's Intel? $95. Oh! Bro, Bubble Boy is so fucking paid, bro. All my goats are paid right now. Pee Pee Poo Poo is so paid on crude. Bubble Boy is so paid. Mando's been in here talking about Google for a while. He's so paid. This is disgusting. Sorry, I had the charts all fucking wonky. My bad on that. It's making me do it individually. Amazon, let me make sure I have it right. There you go. Look at this thing. This is gross. Ugh. Anyways, it's gonna take me a while to get through it, but let's get through it. Why is meta getting crushed? It's gonna take me a minute to get through all this, but let's just like get organized and go. Yeah, falls over 7% despite posting stronger than expected Q1 2026 earnings results is nuts. I wonder why. We'll probably get some posts on it, I'm sure, very, very shortly. But let's go through the market. This is pretty scary. Okay, we've been saying for the last couple days. That it feels like at some point here, this oil situation is going to become a problem again. And it appears on the chart it has become a problem right now, but stock market says, I don't give a fuck. Crypto thinks it's a problem. Oil chart thinks it's a problem. Stock market doesn't care. But Brent is trading at 111.26 right now on HL, and WTI is trading at 107.74. 107.57. It's scary. Is anyone long oil right now? Longer? Does anyone have an oil trade on? I tried. It was looking at me like prime Sydney Sweeney, and I can't do it. I cannot do it. I won't do it. I will not fall victim. But I would be lying to you if I said I didn't think about it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't sit here and really think about it. I would be lying, but I didn't do it. And I'm happy I didn't do it, and I feel good that I didn't do it. But man, I fucking thought about it. Okay, but that's oil right now, and it's saying we have a situation, which we'll cover. Now, it's funny because the S&P closes flat, down 0.04%, completely flat, basically on the day, which is pretty hilarious. Let's look at pretty hilarious. SPX the same. Qs close up 0.6% and are basically flat post market. IGV closes down 0.5%, which it's just the worst. Semi index SOX up 2.58, and some of these names look really good in there. Dow down 0.5%, and the Russell down about 1%. And so, I mean, it's pretty funny. SPY closes at 711 and a half, despite this looking like this. It's honestly, it's kind of comical. I made a tweet today and said the best way to express being bearish equities is to just short crypto, because this is how crypto ends the US day. VIX up 2%, Zcash 320, and it looks terrible. Honestly, it does. I said the other day that this was a pretty weak bounce on Zcash. It looked like a technical bounce, and I was not interested in trading it. No volume, green candles, and it's getting faded pretty hard. I think Tolks was long Zcash into this and closed it. So it's still in my box, but my box is retarded. Like, my box is no signal. The box is just exists because I get bored of a flat chart. Bitcoin also pretty just, I keep using the same words to describe this chart, but I think uninspiring is the word for BTC. 75.6 on this, and it just looks like whatever. By the way, if you're watching YouTube, Twitter, you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. ETH is now considerably under 2,300. It's 2237 and struggling. Solana is almost back at that 80 level that seemingly gets bid nonstop. And you know who's a real soul bear is Tolks. Really hates Sol. It doesn't look great. This is the weekly. Sol looks like it's ready to lose some key levels. I'm not gonna lie. On chain, super uninspiring. We had about a week of like whatever, and since then, just kind of a disaster. Hyperliquid under 40. Probably the best looking chart, but not. I mean, it's hard. It's honestly not even worth doing the chart looks good or bad for Hyperliquid because it just continues to print metrics. So I'm not that interested in doing that with Hyperliquid. Monero's whatever. Wavy 80, good sell, man. Nice sell. BTC Dom is over 60. The 10-year, you know I'm not a bonds trader, but the 10-year is fucking ripping today, which is scary. It's at 1.5%. Stretch is taking a while to repeg to 100. Let's take a look. They bought 142 BTC today, which is nice. Are you buying the Mega TGE? Absolutely not, but we'll get there. Let's go through the whole list. Gold, again, weak. Doge, we'll get to alts at the end. 45.5. Silver, 71. This is funny. I drew this like 2 weeks ago, and I added the 30-year to the chart. What do I know? But all I know is this chart. This looks bullish. What the fuck do I know about 30-year bonds? But this chart looks good. Up 1%. Now, all of our gas and oil names are up a lot, and then our energy names that we added are down. For proxy, this TLN name is what Claude and OpenAI told me to long for Bloom Beta, which is up 25% today. It's down 3. I still don't know anything about it other than the fact it's worth $16 million. So I'll keep it on there. Defense is all down. Palantir's down 3. And then big tech. So there's some crazy PA today on some of these names into earnings. We have Bloom Energy. It's $287. Anyone long this name this is the Leopold Aschenbrenner and the Chris Camillo, who, by the way, is booked for 2 Wednesdays from now. Chris Camillo on the threadguy stream. His 2 biggest plays of the year have been Amazon and Bloom Energy. And this thing is up 27% today. It's an $81 billion stock, brother. It's worth $81 billion. That'd be like if Solana was like $111 today. You'd be like, what the fuck? It would be nuts. So crazy day on Bloom. Sive is the Serenity name that I tried to long 2 days ago on Robinhood, but they don't fucking have it. I now understand why IBKR is so beloved. This thing is also up 25%, and it was kind of dragged down by Poet. If you remember that drama, we covered that on Monday. Let's check in real quick. Microsoft crushed. Google, beautiful. Amazon, not great. And Meta, let me zoom in. I don't know why it doesn't let me do after hours on TradingView when I have the daily out. Yeah, Meta getting crushed. Let's keep going though. Let us keep going. Intel is just an absolute monster. It's at $94 after hours. It closed at $94.75. Bubble Boy is so fucking paid. I think this thing opened at like $8. It closed yesterday at $84 a share. I asked him what his next trade was. He said more Intel calls. SanDisk is up 5. AMD is up 5. Micron, which is an interesting one on a Air Mass post I'm going to read you in a minute, up a couple. Marvell, and that's basically Nvidia down 2. Rocket Lab down 2. Tesla, my least favorite stock in the world, is down 1%, another 0.5% after hours. Some of these consumer names that we like. Visa had a sick day today. PayPal is up, which means you're all going to die. Snapchat. I mean, some of these are so pathetic. Circle looks fine, I guess, up 1.3. I don't even know why Car is still on here. Figma, every day it finds a way to go down lower. Let's drop this down. You're wearing a nice shirt today. Thank you. Figma down another 2%. MSTR down 5. Robinhood down 14%. Brother, look at this chart. This is a pretty horrifying chart, if we're being honest. All these fintech trading platform names are just in a really tough spot. Look at this chart in Robinhood. I mean, looks like a 160s, I would imagine. This is a pretty horrifying chart. And then I added to the list. What did I add to the list? I added IBKR. I added IBKR because I wanted to trade Sive, and Robinhood didn't have it, and IBKR does have it. And then I realized why they're worth 130 billion. Robinhood's worth 60, and the chart looks like this. Fucking monster. Look at this thing. Is anyone long this? Is anyone long this chart? It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one, and I probably shouldn't have gambled $30,000 on Solana garbage because I could have deposited that into my IBKR and traded around a little bit. Last but not least, twofold. The Serenity list is up a lot today. Sive, we covered. LPK is up 20. AAAAAA is up 10. Everything in the Serenity list is up a lot. Altcoins, horrible. Altcoins look terrible. You can always gamble on Yeet, brother. Bro, have you used the UI? No, I've never used it. I don't have an account yet. They almost got me in a Dogecoin long. Actually, they did get me in a Dogecoin long, but I cut it for very small loss. They got me to Dogecoin long at the same time Bored Apes are pumping. Horrifying. Alts look terrible. Alts look terrible. Lighter's leading, but still under $1. And everything else here is just, I mean, Monad off a cliff, down 13. Pump tried to make a move yesterday, just completely retraced the whole thing. Pengu, whatever move it had, it's fully retraced. Chip, disgusting. Everything here is horrible. So we're gonna move on from that really quickly. Then last but not least, before we can move on, it didn't fully trace at all. You lying MF? Are you talking about Pump Fun? Didn't fully retrace? I'm lying, and Pump Fun didn't fully retrace. Is that what you just said to me? Oh, Pengu didn't. I mean, okay, fine, but yeah, fine, sure. My bad. Yeah, I mean, my bad, but not great. And then last but not least, on chain, from what I'm concerned, is kind of a disaster. This is somehow, I don't know. I'm shocked by the asteroid chart. I must admit, I'm shocked that this looks like this right now. I genuinely am. I genuinely am shocked that this looks like this. And then there's this Bernie coin that's doing relatively well, 12 mil. Anything else on chain you want me to look at? Because I don't think I have anything off the top of my head. Shut house, fine. Yeah, I mean 1 mil. It's scam element 800K. So it's in jeopardy. Anyways, here's where we're leaving off as we're gonna move on from the market in just a second. We're not gonna move on, but we're gonna get into some topics. Is on our big earnings names. Google still looks nice, up 2%. After hours. Meta, I think, is really not great. Down 6, pretty gnarly. Amazon's down 4. And MSFT. No, it's not mod sucking. It's auto mod. MSFT is down 2.5. So that's where we're at. What do you think happens tomorrow and Friday? How do we end this week, chat? Green, red. Are we going to care about oil? What exactly are you expecting to come from this? It feels like tomorrow could be a little bit scary. It feels like tomorrow could be a little bit scary. I don't really know exactly what the deal is, but I have a entire section of this stream called Scary War Updates. So we had a couple things. You see the Hexeth hearing thing? I don't have it on my doc. Should I? Is there anything you want me to add on the doc for Hexeth? So there's a couple announcements that came out. Number one is CENTCOM has prepared for a short wave of strikes on Iran. They just cannot get a deal done. They can't get a deal done. I have sort of taken the mental stance here that the war is over, given the market. I know it is still actively going, but my thing on the war is that it feels like the strait has been closed for 2 months, 3 months, pushing 3 months. And the strait being closed does not need a new pricing in, right? At least as it relates to stocks. And so I don't think anyone is really shocked by the news that we're still at war with Iran. I think everyone has just mentally accepted that it's not that big of a deal. It's seemingly what's been going on here. There's a couple ways I guess you could explain PA in stocks. Maybe everyone was just slamming up to earnings, expecting a crush. It's not entirely clear, but there wasn't some like groundbreaking news that everybody is appalled by that is brand new as it relates to the Strait of Hormuz and oil flows and the supply chain issues. Like I didn't like wake up shocked at this headline, right? And now oil is finally trading well, but I feel like we've been saying at some point here oil is going to trade well. And so this was the big one. CENTCOM was prepared for a short wave of strikes on Iran. There's a couple headlines here. President Trump has instructed his aides to prepare an extended blockade of Iran to compel nuclear capitulation. Details include: 1. Trump has opted to continue squeezing Iran's economy and oil exports through a prolonged blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. We've known about that. 2. Trump believes resuming bombing or walking away from the conflict pose a higher risk than maintaining the blockade. 3. Continuing the blockade is expected to drive U.S. gas prices even higher. 4. The U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz has resulted in the lowest number of transits through the Strait since the Iran war began. Today marks 2 months of the Iran war. Why are we not talking about the Amazon candle? I mean, yeah, well, I mean, let's let it play out. Let's see what happens. But, I mean, basically there's nothing new as it relates. It's been closed. Every time we see one of these charts from this fellow right here, who I think is one of the best follows on Twitter, they all look the same on this is the, I mean, this is the chart. This is the chart. Traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. Since it started, it's looked the exact same every day. It's basically been the exact same. Nothing's changed. There was a couple moments in here where there's been instead of 5 ships through, we've gotten 10 or gotten 20, but it's, for all intents and purposes, it's been at 0 since March 1st. It's been at 0 for almost 2 months. And so it isn't, in my opinion, like shocking that it's still at 0, because it's considering the fact that it's been at 0 in 2 months. I have mentally just tapped out from the oil trade. I have not taken a position. I don't really plan to take a position. And I do feel uneasy, all things considered, but I'm mostly in cash. So I'm sort of just sitting, maybe I'm being a pussy, but I'm sort of just sitting here waiting to see what happens. In the meantime, Google candling up 4% after hours now. Let's see, MSFT, smaller time frame. Now only down 2. Amazon only down 1. And then Meta, dare I look at Meta? Dare I look at Meta? Not great. Intel. IRGC says they carried out 7 missile operations against the USS Abraham Lincoln, leaving the United States unable for a period of time to launch its aircraft. Is that a new headline? Let's see. I don't see it. Oh, it's been a rumor. Got it. I mean, it's crazy that no matter what happens, you can't get SPY down more than like 0.5%. The 0.3 is the joke. How's Qualcomm, by the way? Let's look at Qualcomm. I'm interested in this QCOM after the OpenAI announcement. Wow. Up 8% post market. Wow. Look at this thing. Is anyone in this? This is a fun one with the OpenAI announcement. This is a really fun one. OpenAI phones. This is a really fun one. This is a really, really, really fun one. So this is basically where we're at on the war stuff. You are. Congratulations. Yeah, it's pretty clear they're dying to get the trade open. During the war, traffic was already down 90% compared to peacetime, but it's now plummeted by over 95%. You'll see how hilarious it is when these bros go nuts, slapping a braking tag on every single tanker that manages to squeeze through. While everyone else is living in delusion, the wall of reality is just getting higher and higher. This, I think, does matter. Is gas at the pump is going up. You'll start to see some chatter, I think, if this continues to go up. But I don't know. I'm basically of the notion that it feels as if until we see a real down move on the SPX on the SPY, what are you supposed to, how seriously are you supposed to take the war? I'm kind of fading the oil longs, especially up here, because if you weren't positioned already, you're just like a late long ready to get crushed. We know how this goes. It's extremely difficult to trade it. Shorting crypto is probably a better trade at this point, and shorting equities. And I don't know. We're just gonna see what happens. Is basically where we're at. I think Talks is gonna have some good takes on this as well. It's just like we've been talking about it every day for 2 months. I don't have any new revolutionary take. It's like the market wants to go up. This is my take. I'm going to read you this right now. This is what I'm going to read. Open image, new tab. This is from the Paul Tudor Jones podcast. I see the younger generation hampered by the need to understand and rationalize why something should go up or down. Usually by the time that becomes self-evident, the move is already over. When I got into the business, there was so little information on fundamentals, and what little information one could get was largely imperfect. We learned just to go with the chart. Why work when Mr. Market can do it for you? These days, there are many more deep intellectuals in the business, and that, coupled with the explosion of information on the internet, creates the illusion that there is an explanation for everything, and that the primary task is to find that explanation. As a result, technical analysis is at the bottom of the study list for many of the younger generation, particularly since the skill often requires them to close their eyes and trust the price action. The pain of gain is just too overwhelming for all of us to bear. I'm sort of, this is a Mandoism, low-key. He tells me, threadguy, stop fucking thinking and pay attention to the charts and shut the fuck up. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. That is sort of what I'm doing right now. So here's what we're going to do. I want to read the Chumbawamba article. I think it's one of my favorite in a long time. Before we do, there is some frothy stuff happening in markets I want to talk about, which is Bill Ackman has just IPO'd his fund, Pershing Square, PS, and it does not look good. Wow, look at Amazon. Let's check in on it. Oh, wow, it actually recovered a lot. I think it IPO'd at $27. I don't know the exact price. Definitely, there's an article by Base16Z that is relatively related to this. They hold a lot of Chipotle. They hold a lot of Meta, Amazon, Brookfield, Uber, QSR, Hilton. Okay, the Matrix, they sold all their here's top holdings. BN, Uber, Amazon, Google, Meta. Might as well just buy the SPY. But he went on, this is the chart right here. He went on CNBC for a 5-minute interview, and I want to watch it. I'm curious what he has to say. I want to get Bill Ackman on the stream. That's sort of my bar. Once we get Bill on the stream, we're with the big boys. Let's watch it real quick.
I mean, that was a big deal for you, getting retail investors involved in this. You did a YouTube presentation. You did, I think, a podcast with Vlad Tenev of Robinhood and got some allotment there. Why retail investors, and what's your sense of what demand is going to be like there?
Well, this is a very unusual...
Also, why would you buy this? Why would I buy this, ever?
Well, we took the...
Oh, I had the wrong ticket. The main one's PSUS. What was I just looking at? What's the difference? PSUS. Oh. Oh, okay. If you buy 5 PSUS, you get 1 PS. Got it.
body of a closed-end fund, but we look nothing like other closed-end funds in terms of scale, in terms of governance, in terms of strategy, in terms of performance. You know, the average equity closed-end fund over the last 8 years has generated a 7% return. We've generated a 25% return over the same period per annum. All right, so it's a very different kind of animal. Why now? Or your question?
Yeah, I mean, just why?
Why now, Bill?
Demand for retail.
So actually, that was the point I was trying to make, which is typical closed-end fund, 99% of the buyers are retail. It's really like a financial product that's sold to financial advisors and they put it in a client's portfolio. We did this like a traditional IPO. 80+% of the investors are actually institutions. Most of them family offices, pension funds, insurance companies, very sophisticated investors. None of them had ever before invested in a closed-end fund. So we took this structure, which is an amazing structure. I never looked at closed-end funds. What's unique about closed-end funds, you can buy minority stakes in companies. You can buy controlling stakes in companies. You can use derivatives to hedge risk. And there's only one layer of tax. Typical corporation, there's corporate tax, and then there's tax when you pay a dividend. So it's the most tax-efficient corporation, it's the most flexible corporation, but no one's ever used it for the purpose we're using it for.
Yeah, why do they tend to trade at a discount?
Loot and rob, Bill.
Closed-end funds.
Because they're passive collections of securities with fees. That should trade at a discount. But don't blame the closed-end fund industry for, don't blame the structure for the performance. And the analogy I would make, go back to the 1970s. A whole bunch of real estate investment trusts were launched. They all traded at discounts. Why? Because the sponsorship was weak, because the performance was weak, because the asset quality was poor. And then in the early 90s, I'm sure Carl will remember, Sam Zell took public one of the first multi-billion-dollar professionally managed real estate companies, and he chose to do it in a REIT. And people were like, Sam, why would I invest in a REIT? REITs trade at discounts. He's like, no, not this one. And REITs traded at big premiums, particularly in the 90s, because lower cost capital in public markets, liquidity, and what did Sam have? He had best-in-class governance, he had best-in-class performance, he had best-in-class asset quality. That's what we're doing. We're kind of the the rebirth of the closed-end investment company universe.
How do you feel about the amount you raised? I think $5 billion was about half of, though, as much as you were aiming for as much as $10 billion.
Aiming is not the right word. Okay. So we were giving, actually, it's a very unusual offering. All we talked about is Pershing Square USA, but as part of this, 2 years ago, we came to market. And what we heard from people is they like the structure, they like the governance, they like the track record, they like the sponsor, but they're like, why should I invest on the first day? This is going to be a pile of cash. It's hard to get a...
All right, we're good. Something, Loot and Rob. Why would I buy this? But it'll be a fun one to follow, the Bill Ackman Index. This is PSUS, I believe, is the ticker we should be watching, and we'll see how this does. But yeah, we'll see how this does. Let's check in on our earnings names. Wow! Oh my God! Qualcomm, bro, up 15%. Holy shit! This is a monster. Namdi, congratulations. What a fucking monster. Amazon, not bad. MSFT, not bad. And let's check on the Googs. The Googs. Nice. 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 Is this market spike just the green light for Trump to let it rip again in Iran? That's the one fear, right? Is that it's like counterintuitive. That's the one fear. Also, how's Intel? That's the one fear, is that every time things get good, it's the market thinking he's done, and so it gets good, and then it gives him the freedom to make it bad again. Intel is just a complete monster, man. God. Just an absolute monster. There's no second best pit. So many good calls. I feel like there have been. Let's check on, should we check on Google real quick? I want to read the Chumba article before.
$44 that was recognized in.
Is it on YouTube? I want to read the Chumba article before. Here, watch this.
Uses. In subscriptions, this was the strongest quarter ever for our consumer AI plans, primarily driven by adoption of the Gemini app.
Chat, use
Overall,
Gemini or no?
The number of paid subscriptions has now reached 350 million, with YouTube and Google One being the key drivers. And our AI models have great momentum. Our first-party models now process more than 16 billion tokens per minute via direct API used by our customers, up from 10 billion last quarter. Today, I'll share our progress across the AI full stack, then search and cloud, followed by YouTube and other bets. Starting with our AI infrastructure, it's the foundation of our full stack approach to AI, driving customer growth and product adoption. Our custom TPUs, Axion CPUs, and the latest NVIDIA GPUs continue to form the industry's widest variety of compute options. NVIDIA GPUs are a core part of our AI accelerator portfolio and will be among the first to offer NVIDIA Vera Rubin NVL72 in addition to the Blackwell and Hopper-based instances already available. At Cloud Next, we introduced our 8th generation TPUs, individually specialized for training and serving, and able to take on the most demanding agentic workloads. TPU 8T provides high-performance model training with 3 times the processing power of Ironwood and 2 times the performance. TPU 8i delivers cost-effective, low-latency
$4.22 trillion stock, by the way,
with 80% better performance per dollar than the prior generation.
God.
This exceptional infrastructure powers our world-class AI research that includes models and tooling, which continue to progress really well. Gemini 3.1 Pro continues to push the frontier in reasoning, multimodal understanding, and cost. We have quickly expanded the Gemini 3.1 series of models to offer more choices for developers, including our cost-efficient Flash models. 3.1 Flash Live, our latest audio model, has improved precision and reasoning, making voice interactions more natural and intuitive. It's now powering conversational features in Search and the Gemini app. Speech-to-text is now available in 70 languages. And with 3.1 Pro, our deep research agent got a big upgrade,
Gemini,
including MCP support
and
native visualizations. Our generative media models are incredibly popular. Lyria 3 has generated over 150 million songs since launching on the Gemini app. Nano Banana 2 reached 1 billion images in nearly half the time of Nano Banana 1. And VO 3.1 Lite is our most cost-efficient video model to date.
Oh, I do
On
search
top
Google.
of this,
Fair,
we
fair,
launched
fair,
Gemma
fair.
4, our most intelligent open model. It's been downloaded over 50 million times in just a few weeks. In fact, our open models have now been downloaded over 500 million times.
I do remember the world model.
Looking ahead, we are focused on pushing the next frontiers of foundation models, including intelligence, agents, and agentic coding. And we are using the latest technologies to transform how we work as a company. For example, with anti-gravity, we are shifting to truly agentic workflows. Our engineers are now orchestrating fully autonomous digital task forces.
Plus, they own
and building
DeepMind,
at a
which did
faster
cure cancer.
velocity.
Should I let him in the
Much
pit,
more
chat?
to come here.
Chump bump.
Next, we are bringing helpful AI into the hands of billions of people every day through our products and platforms. Earlier this year, we introduced personal intelligence, which helps people get more personalized and helpful responses. It's now in the Gemini app, AI mode, and Gemini in Chrome. Early traction has been good, and this month we integrated
him in,
Nano
Dinap.
Banana 2 to make
Send the pit.
personalized image creation possible in the Gemini app. Maps recently got its most significant upgrade in over a decade with Gemini. Users can now have a conversation with
Wow.
Maps
Look at
and
this
get
thing,
more
dude.
personalized suggestions and intuitive directions. And the Pixel 10a launched to positive reviews, providing the best of Google's AI features like Gemini Live and AI-powered camera features. Turning to search, AI continues to drive search usage, and
search is
queries are at
good.
an all-time high. We continue to invest in improvements to AI overviews, which are driving overall search growth, and we're also seeing strong growth in both users and usage of AI mode globally. Personal intelligence expanded broadly in the US, and we are seeing people ask more personal questions and getting responses that are uniquely relevant to
Look at
them.
the Apple AI deal, too.
We also shipped agentic experiences like restaurant booking to new countries and new multimodal capabilities like Search Live globally.
Wow.
We are also continuing to improve efficiency and speed. Even as we have brought new AI features into our results page, we have reduced search latency by more than 35% over the past 5 years. And since upgrading AI overviews and AI mode to Gemini 3, we have reduced the cost of core AI responses by more than 30%, thanks to continued hardware and engineering breakthroughs. We are excited to share more about search at I/O. Now, over to Google Cloud.
Wow, bro.
Google
Oh my
Cloud is
fucking
differentiated
God.
because we are the only provider to offer first-party solutions across the entire enterprise AI stack. Our growth in revenue, operating margin, and backlog highlights this differentiation. Our enterprise AI solutions have become our primary growth driver for cloud for the first time.
Mando, how much are you long,
In
bro?
Q1, revenue from products
DM
built
me
on
a-
our Gen AI models grew.
Mando, DM me a P&L. I won't share it. I won't share it. DM me a P&L,
Are
please.
winning new customers faster, with new customer
Please
acquisition
DM me a
doubling
P&L.
compared to the same period last year. We are seeing
I won't share
strong deal
it. I won't
momentum,
share it.
doubling the number of $100 million to $1
Oh
billion
my
deals
God.
year on year, and signing multiple billion-dollar plus deals. And we are deepening relationships with existing customers. Customers outpaced their initial commitments by 45%, accelerating over last quarter. At Cloud Next last week,
Best
we
of talking on
introduced
Fox?
hundreds
Fuck,
of
there's too
new
much going on. I want to read
capabilities
Choppa.
across our vertically optimized AI stack that are designed to work together for our enterprise customers. We introduced a new Gemini Enterprise Agent platform that empowers users to build, orchestrate, govern, and optimize agents with the controls that enterprise customers need. Along with new capabilities in Gemini Enterprise app like projects, Canvas, long-running agents, and skills, every employee can build agents. In Q1, Gemini Enterprise paid monthly active users grew 40% quarter over quarter. That includes major global brands like Bosch, Citywelt, Merck, and Mars Incorporated. Our partner ecosystem plays an increasingly critical role in driving Gemini Enterprise adoption. We saw 9x year-over-year growth, both in seats sold with partners and in the number of partners adopting it for internal use. This momentum is leading to accelerating usage of our models. Over the past 12 months, 330 Google Cloud customers each processed over 1 trillion tokens. 35
All right, I'm gonna
reached
move on.
the 10
You
trillion
guys got on the
token
earnings
milestone.
call? I'm done.
To give agents business context from enterprise data to help them reason intelligently.
I'm good. Crazy though. What a fucking smash. Up 7, brother. It's up 7%. Okay, it's a $4.22 trillion stock. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Amazon fine. What does Chris Camillo think? Biggest Amazon bull. Where is Besant talking? DNAP. Find that for me if you can. Just because the market getting dumber, Amazon gets hit on foreign exchange rate noise. What does that mean? Amazon foreign exchange. Nothing. Interesting. I don't really know what that means. No one wants AI, dude. Today's tech earnings are meaningless. An F5 AI tornado is about to touch down. Investors are fixated on the next quarter guidance, margin noise, and CapEx timing. Interesting. Okay. I have an article. Wait, let's do one more check. Where's oh my god. It's so insane. It's a monster. Where's Meta? Before we move on. No, wrong. Yeah, not great. Really not great. Really not great. Fox Business Twitter? Can I find it on here? Do I need like a fucking cable subscription? Go on Google Fox Live. DNAP. Might go. Oh, is this it? Are they retarded? Live now from Fox. We're just bullshitting.
Turn the offseason on again with the NFL app, your home for all things NFL. And subscribe to NFL Plus for more access for the picks, the plays, all in
This
one
fucking
place
thing,
all
bro.
year long.
Yeah, I don't think it's live. I don't think it's live. I don't think it's live. I have no quotes, no nothing. Now, anyways, I have something I really want to cover before we get Tokes on, who I'm very excited to interview today. We have an article. The most spectacularly wrong thesis. It's a really fun one. This is the fun one. I like it. It's exciting and it's fucking bullish. Okay, if you don't know who Chat, you know who Chumbawamba is? Yes or no? He's a tough. He's private. He's a tough follow. He's tough to they don't just let anyone in. But Chumbawamba, in my opinion, first of all, he's my homie now, which is lit because that's my guy. But he wrote an article called "You're All Going to Fucking Die" about 3 months ago. Okay. And the basic premise of the article was his thesis that AI is going to be so good, better than expectations, that it's going to cause this deflationary hype cycle in US markets, and stocks are going to dump because of it. GDP is going to be deflationary. And it was a lit article, and the reason he got a lot of clout for it is that 3 weeks later, this guy named Citrini wrote the same article, but longer and better and way more viral. And it took over the world. And it was the Chumba thesis. And so everyone was like, okay, damn, this Chumba guy's pretty smart. And so I like him. He's, look, I think the problem with these macro guys is they think too hard, okay? They think way too hard and they try too hard, but generally they are interesting people and I love them. I love to listen to their thoughts because I think it provides good insight. And so before we get Tokes on, I would like to read you. It's not that long, really. It's not that long, and there's one. It's kind of long, but there's one section that is just there's this graphic in the middle of this article that is the most ridiculous graphic I've ever seen. There is a graphic on this thing that I think is gonna fucking make your. I'm not supposed to talk sexual anymore. That's gonna make you excited and you're not going to really believe what you're reading. So let's just read the article. Also, I should, DNAP, did he let you follow him? I should sign a deal where I could text Chumba and say, if you're in the pit, accept my boys. But let's read it. So his last article 3 months ago was, you're all going to fucking die. He gets super bearish during, same time I'm bearish, around Cargo Island, nukes, around the war, and then he just fucking flips. He fucking flips, and now he's calling for the QQQ to 3x. Not literally, but close enough. It's a fun article. Let's read it. Okay. In September 1999, a book was written predicting that the stock market would 4x over the course of 3 to 4 years. This is obviously insane. Who would ever believe such things? Obvious top signal. So with that as a backdrop, I will articulate in this article why I believe the possibility of the NASDAQ tripling over the next few years is underestimated. Now, if you've never heard of it, there's this book called Dow 36,000. Okay, it was written in 1999, and it basically was saying why the Dow is going to 3x over the next couple years. Now, what's funny about this book is the co-author of Dow 36,000 is Kevin Hassett, okay, who, if you're aware who Kevin Hassett is, he's the director of the National Economic Council of the United States, but he was the runner and the leader at like 90% at one point to be the Fed chair after JPow, who's currently is about to be Kevin Warsh. But the guy who almost was in charge of the Fed is somebody that wrote a book titled Dow 36,000 as to why it's going to 3x in 3 years. Unbelievable. Crazy lore. And yeah, the entire market dumped right after he wrote the book. So, update. Here's the entire post. So this is from his old article, and he just cut a couple things out. It's basically the bullish take without the slop, but we'll skip it. In all seriousness, we did get a bit lucky in terms of the war causing indices to move down and volume to expand in the near term subsequent to that post. But the war is over. Okay? Quote, the war has gone on for over a month now. Nobody has the ability to care about something that long anymore. Very boring. Next narrative. This is sort of the mindset that we have also accepted. Now, obviously, oil is making itself known that it still exists, but we'll see. Two things that I am in real time adjusting in my thinking. One, in my prior post, I wrote that, quote, the entire thesis could be true, but AI impacts could be 3 years away, not now, e.g. unemployment fear. In the here and now, AI's impact on labor so far appears to be more of a hiring freeze stagnation rather than mass layoffs, which kind of eliminates the near-term impact to employment flows, right? If you think back to when Jack Dorsey lays off 2,500 people at the block, there really hasn't been this major follow-through. I mean, there's been some, okay? There's been Meta, laid a bunch of people off, Snap laid a bunch of people off. There's been some follow-through, but I don't feel, correct me if you disagree, but I don't feel like there has been this massive, every company lays off half of their staff, gold rush type of race that was kind of predicted in the Citrini article. There's been a good amount, but it hasn't been insane. The market doesn't seem to price things in before they happen. And I do ultimately believe in this thesis and its impact on passive flows, but it could be years away as articulated in the quote, why this is wrong section of my prior post. Second, Warsh does seem bearish on balance sheet, which people are complacent on, but I'm starting to think that they do A, deregulation first over the next 2 years, and then B, reduce the balance sheet post-2028 election, dump on the Democrats. Everyone said Trump would never appoint Warsh, and then he did. So it's not great that everyone is saying Warsh won't reduce balance sheet, but I think we can adjust if that happens. Evidence is pointing towards a distant future. Instead of being a dirty bear while indices soar to all-time highs, let's consider what happens if everything goes right and we are in the midst of the singularity. One, what if every possible thing goes right? What if you win? I'm not going to write much about this because most of you get it. AI is set up for the greatest bubble of our lifetimes. We're almost at the graphic I want to show you. It's unbelievable. The automation of knowledge, infinite GDP growth, forever expansion of productivity, capital over labor. Nothing comes close to this. We are living through history. And such great innovation deserves the greatest of financial assets bubbles. Demis from Google said that the AI revolution will be 10x bigger and 10x faster than the industrial revolution. It's almost unfair to compare the AI bubble and what it could be to the dot-com bubble, because in theory, it should be that much bigger in scale. I suppose, here's the graphic, we're almost there. I suppose if we were in the midst of the singularity, one hypothesis that you would have is that all of the AI stock charts would look exactly like they do right now. Agentic AI is here, and AI's usefulness is in the process of 1000xing. Basically, every person who has ever spent time using Codex or Claude Code becomes even more bullish AI than they already were. But we are the perma-online nerds. Most of the world remains unaware of this and skeptical after using free GPT-4. What if you are early? Here's the graphic. I'll zoom out for this. Please read this graphic. Please, 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 I beg you to read this graphic. Look at this. Okay. This is a bunch of dots representing the global population, okay? Each dot here is 3.2 million people, okay? The gray dots have never used AI, 84%. The green dots are free chatbot users, free users. Download OpenAI, download ChatGPT, use it for free. The yellow dots pay $20 a month for AI, and the red dots uses AI coding tools, Codex, Claude Code, whatever. There's one red dot. Think about this. There's one red dot. Luke, I'm gonna let Tokes into the stream. He's in. Look at this. There's one red dot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellow dots that are paying users. The rest are free chatbot users in green, and everybody else has never used AI. They've never used AI. And so, something to consider that I think we forget to consider often is, I mean, I believe you can use the global population as a potential user base, because what about the internet, right? How many people use the internet? What percent of global population uses internet? 74%. And so look, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But everybody in gray has never even used a free AI tool. And so something I think that we forget is that we are perma-online nerds. We forget this. We are perma-online nerds. And the red dot, representing 3.2 million people, there's only one red dot that has actually used these tools. I think sometimes you forget that we are early. We are early. We are early. We are early. Anthropic's own revenue curve is in a singularity. They added $3.5 billion annualized revenue in January, $8 billion in February, and $10.5 billion in March. The AI narrative is truly incredible. But what if market structure was an amplifier to what is already likely an epic bubble? I want to start with a quote from Warren Buffett in 2010. Luke, tell him I'll be 5 to 10 late. I just want to finish reading this article. This is Warren Buffett in 2010. The basic cause, embedded in psychology, partly in psychology and partly in reality, and a growing and finally pervasive belief that house prices couldn't go down and everyone succumbed. Virtually everyone succumbed to that. But that's the only way you get a bubble, is when basically a very high percentage of the population buys into some organically sound premise, and it's quite interesting how that develops. Organically sound premise that becomes distorted as time passes, and people forget the original sound premise and start focusing solely on price action. Luke, 5 to 10 late. Let me finish this article. It has become the go-to wisdom of, essentially everyone in the United States to put your money into equity indices because over time they only go up. A very sound premise. The share of equity fund assets held in passive index-related vehicles has risen from single digits in 2000 to mid-50% share in 2026. Passive investing has created a market cap weighted bubble with the same hodl characteristics that Bitcoin had in 2017. Market concentration that we are seeing in large cap indices is a direct result of the entirety of America's workforce indiscriminately plowing half of their 401k contribution into Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Google, and Amazon every 2 weeks. Underappreciated is how incredible of a vehicle the S&P and the MAGs have become. And like 80% of these people aren't even aware that they are doing this and also won't sell for 20 to 30 years until they get AI'd. Hodl of epic proportions. Side note, none of this is my idea. Mike Green is known as the go-to figure for identifying and articulating the passive investing bubble. I never really have understood this or given it the credit that they deserve. But not only does everyone in America plow a solid percentage of their salary into 401ks, but they don't even realize what they hold, and they hold it for 20 to 30 years. Chat, do you, yes or no, if you have a job, only the guys with a job answer, do you max out your 401k every year? Yes or no if you have a job? Yeah. Do you even know what's in it? Like, do you check what's in it? No clue. I don't even know. It's insane. Honestly, not really. It's insane. It's insane. This is also pretty interesting. This is very crypto-esque characteristics here. Order book liquidity provably does not scale with market cap under this regimen. The inelastic markets hypothesis has shown that the real impact is orders of magnitude larger because the sellers on the other side aren't willing to part with shares at current prices. In 2025, Mike Green used the example that Apple is 36x the size of a $100 billion stock, but only 5x more liquid. This is a crypto concept. So when price agnostic passive dollar comes in weighted by market cap, it hits the biggest, most inelastic names the hardest. There are estimates that $1 of inflows into the large cap Mag 7 stocks is creating $10 to $100 of market cap as a result. 10 to 100x, and there's infinite flows. When I hear this, I start thinking about right tail and volume expansion. Green is the most knowledgeable about the passive bubble thesis and has suggested that multiples can theoretically 2 to 3x here through 29 to 2030 if passive continues to grow 3 to 4% a year. It is not disrupted. Multiply these together. The greatest narrative of all time and the greatest market structure bubble of all time, and sprinkle on top a president who has made it a national security issue that stocks must go up, and the chart looks good. I'm not gonna finish it because it's a lot of reading, and I want to bring Tolks on, but he basically gets into a little bit of math after this. But some really good points are raised here. This being one that's hard to ignore. The second being the multiple that we should probably be giving for what could be the greatest bubble of all time, for what is definitely the most powerful technology of all time, in combination with the greatest market structure of all time in flows that come into stocks. And you are sort of left with a feeling of, you know, maybe it's pretty retarded to be bearish over a long time horizon. So, Chumbawamba, the GOAT, I love you. Welcome back to the bull side, which I generally reside in. And I'm happy he's not bear posting. Now, that was an hour and 20 minutes of a lot. We did a lot, covered a lot, talked about a lot, and market looks decent. We have Tokes coming on. If you are not familiar, I don't know, man. I think this is one of my favorite people on Twitter. I really do. I'm try not to glaze him too hard when he comes on, but he also writes. I think he has a really good figure on the pulse. He's one of these guys that understands equity markets from like crypto first principles very well, and he talks about a lot of the stuff that we talk about. So Tokes is coming on in 1 minute. I'm excited. I love this guy. I think he's really sharp. I think we're gonna have a sick convo, and I'm looking forward to it. Before we do, I'm getting up real quick. I'll be back in like 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm just kidding. And we will have our beautiful guest on immediately after. BRB! let's fucking do it. No music because he's in the waiting room. So in case he says something stupid, I don't want him on. I don't want him on the big mic. All right, let's fucking get it. I'm excited. We'll have Tokes on, and then once he gets off, we're gonna go through Paul Tudor Jones' podcast. Probably I have a bunch of clips I want to play, a couple things I want to cover, and we have Amazon earnings as well, which we'll probably watch if you are interested in Amazon earnings. So all right, let's fucking get it. I'm excited. I'm a huge Tokes fan. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, man? Mr. Tokes, welcome to the stream, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Long time watcher, first time interviewee.
Dude, I'm a big fan. I was just giving you like a little glaze before you came on, but I think dude, for like a lot of the things that I've been talking about, I feel like you're one of these guys that really understands the macro markets, understands equities, but you have this crypto first principles sort of mindset through a lot of it. And so I resonate with a lot of your writing, a lot of the things that you talk about. And yeah, I don't know. I'm into your whole bit. So I appreciate you coming on. It's a good day to have you on too. There's a lot happening.
Man, when is there not a lot happening? That's the problem these days. You know, it's funny. Last night eating dinner with my girlfriend, she's asking me just, about my day, and it took me like 15 minutes just to get through kind of like what happened in the market. And I looked at her and I was like, I can't fucking wait for the day where I can just say, you know what, nothing really happened. Like everything was just kind of chill. But it's probably going to be a little while.
Nothing ever happens and everything always happens. I mean, look, we could just start. Like today's kind of a crazy day. Because I'm trying to figure out what to. Okay, so you wrote a pretty good article. I was reading back April 19th, I think, and I think you were like relatively bullish in this. All things considered, in like equities and how things are playing out. We just had the V-shaped recovery, and things have done very well from there. Now we're sort of in this crazy spot. We just had all these earnings. Google looks really good. Everything else not so much. Crypto looks terrible. Stocks are at like record high. It's ridiculous how strong some of these tech stocks are, semis. And oil, I have Hyperliquid up right now on my computer. WTI is 108.50 and Brent is like 112. And the parliament speaker of Iran just threw out $140 price prediction for oil on Twitter. So it's like what what do you make of where we're at right now, and maybe specifically on caring about oil and war, not caring about it, stocks going high? Like what is your general read of where we're at right now?
Oh man. I think things, as you can see with the bearishness and bullishness and what I wrote back in like April 19th was just kind of you'll see a lot about it talked on like FinTwit about kind of, and I'm a little less versed in it, but the CTA buying, the forced selling that happens when certain assets, trend higher or lower. And that's kind of what I was writing about, mainly when it relates to oil, dollar and VIX. And I think heading into this week, well, back to the 19th, I was kind of like, we saw the massive spike in those assets, and then eventually they're gonna come back down. But I think we're in a structurally higher environment for those assets. So we're just kind of waxing and waning between those two. And we came into this week with those assets. Oil was starting to trend a little higher, but VIX was back down at like 17, and the dollar's still grinding higher. So I mean, those are kind of the key assets. And the interesting thing with me, I think I tweeted it last night, was crypto's really, really closely following gold in recent weeks. And gold has a very strong inverse relationship to oil over the past few weeks. I'd have to pull up the tweet there, but I kind of drew lines on that there. And so I think that's a lot of the crypto weakness we're seeing now, is that it is unfortunately choosing to follow gold instead of equities. And, there's times where it waxes and wanes between the two, and right now is a bad time to be following gold. And so I think that's kind of what's happening with crypto. And then as far as equities go, I haven't really seen too much about the earnings that happened today. I was prepping for this and getting the dog out before this, so I'll catch up on that later. But I mean, as things wane, the bullishness to bearishness, it was cool to care about oil and Hormuz in the first week of the fighting and the war, and then it was pretty easy to forget about it's the wrong word, but to trust that the equity pricing was right and that you're not going to fight that type of momentum. And now I think we could see a case where we're back to, okay, oil is actually back to 110 while the VIX is kind of beaten down, and you have the 10 and 30 year. I mean, the 30-year just hit 5% for the first time since I think it's spring of 2025. So eventually, I can see these things weighing on equities, maybe. But I mean, until higher powers start weighing on equities, then they're going to keep grinding up because, as Besson said, what was that Monday? That it's like an imperative to chase China, and like that's the thing. So
it's crazy that
every
was
marginal
fucking
dollar
Monday. Oh my god! I don't understand a lot in markets, but I do understand momentum and when things are getting fucking slammed. And you had a couple posts on it, whether it was Friday or maybe Monday, maybe last Thursday. I think it was maybe late last week when SPY. So there's something happened. There was a I forget what the I forget there was a headline, war headline. SPY goes down to like 703 or something. SPX 73. They're just like buying at a level that just didn't even make sense. It was like the most generational slam that I'm watching these charts and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I feel like when you see that, you have to be like, okay, war's not over, but you have to sort of mentally like ignore it and pay attention to what's in front of you, right? Like what the charts are saying on equities. I mean, it was like a generational bid. You had some good tweets about it.
Yeah. No, it was. I've never seen like a low time frame bounce like that, other than like mass crypto liquidations. Like we're talking,
it felt like mass crypto liquidations.
Yes, yeah. But that's when stuff sells off, 10-15%. And this was, I think it was some type of war escalation headline. And I remember watching. I think the Qs went down maybe like 0.3%, and they bounced 0.5% in a minute. And I was like, holy shit! I was like,
you know what it was?
Outrageous.
It was a fake that their Iran air defenses were going off, and then
yeah, that's what it was.
And like a complete retard, I longed Bitcoin, which is just like, so I'm like, I'm looking around what I long. Stocks are going down a lot. Bitcoin is like flat. I'm on stand up preparing for stream, and I'm like, guys, I gotta trade something. What should I trade? Like, I don't know, Bitcoin. I'm long Bitcoin. Bitcoin, complete piece of shit. And then the SPY, Intel, all of these names just like candle to ATH.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what the other day of that was, when I fully because I was still, I mean, a little hesitant about equities, but it was the Thursday before Easter. And remember, Trump had that press conference Wednesday night, it was like 9 p.m. Yeah. And it was like, oh shit, like, his tone, how short it was, the message, it was like, damn. And Bitcoin sold off, equity sold off, I want to say like 1.5% in after hours, and then pre in the morning. And I actually at the time had a bunch of puts. And the market opens Thursday down for maybe the first 15-20 minutes, and I'm like, I am just euphoric. I'm like, I'm about to print. It just straight V-reversed. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm not, and I haven't really shorted equities since then, because I mean, again, you're just playing, like at some point you have to let the market listen, no matter how, like, I don't know, I guess real the situation is. Like the worst time to be bearish is a time like when you constantly see the oil charts, and like, you can construct a picture where it makes so much sense to be bearish, but when price consistently and routinely moves against you, like that's when it's really scary.
I think you wrote about this on April 19th, where the hardest part to be a dirty bear is when you have every good reason to be bearish, and the market is like, you wrote about this, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying now. It's just like when it makes so much sense, and there are a lot of times like the bear case makes sense. I mean, it's easy to just be like, yeah, I mean, over the long term, like the market goes up, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but a lot of times the bearish case can sound so smart. But again, when you're tracking, when the Strait is still essentially closed for, 2 months now, and before the war, you remember reading like, people speculating about what would happen if it was closed for 4 weeks, and then you're just staring and you're like, dude, this makes sense. But you have to listen to the market eventually. And, that time last Wednesday and then the Thursday before Easter are really, really good examples of just the insane bid and being like, okay, whatever I previously thought, like you should adjust it if you haven't.
Okay, so you wrote this thing in there, and so I've been doing a lot of short-term trading recently, partly because I'm so like dialed into the stream and I'm just thinking about short-term every day. And something you wrote is like, I'm misquoting you, but paraphrasing. It's impossible to think about positioning more than a week out. And it is seemingly impossible to do that because you flip-flop every which way, every direction. What I'm trying to figure out is like, is that just a skill issue? And the actual problem here is thinking you should be trading every intraday move, which way direction, instead of just like picking a long bias, sliding the leverage down, or, God forbid, going spot and letting it play out on higher time frame. Like, am I just the problem here on that?
No, no. I mean, I don't think so at all. I mean, that's like I tell, friends, family and everything, like, just don't even look. Like just let it be, buy what you want, whatever per week and, month, whatever, and don't even look at it. I try and tell them not to even look at it. So you kind of have to have dueling mindsets in your head, but but like I was saying about, explaining to my girlfriend about the market, like we're just kind of in an environment like that, where it's been a month, 2 months of close to just absolute chaos. But I don't think, what we've experienced over the past 2 months can kind of be extrapolated to more medium to long-term theses. And you should still have some of those in your head. Like, I've been pretty bearish crypto for a week, 2 weeks or so now, 2-3 weeks. But like, when prices are down a good amount around these levels, like I've still been picking and choosing spots to buy since the first Iran strikes, where I'm just like, okay, buy a little here and just forget about it. And so you just kind of have to balance those two.
So
which is a difficult thing to do.
You've been tweeting bearish crypto, but I think you said in the article that like high time frame structurally, you're the most interested in crypto you've been in a while. Which I don't want to misquote you on that, but I was a little bit surprised to read that. I was surprised to read that. Honestly, I was. Why?
I think it's partially just because I started writing again, and that tells me that like there's nothing going on, in the crypto side. And that generally leads to some type of asymmetric outcome in the future. And then also, I mean, prices are down a lot from, the highs of 8 months ago. So it's natural to start, being more interested at this time. And then I go back and forth on because one of the prevailing things you see on CT now is just, like the bullishness of institutionalization, and how, and it's true. But the problem that I struggle with it outside of, really like BTC and ETF assets is it reminds me so much of stablecoins. And when I used to write about in like 2022 about just being like, holy shit, stablecoins are going to, 25x, 30x, like this is going to be one of the biggest markets in the world. That's on its way to being true. But the ability to profit from that was so hard.
This is the worst part.
Outside of private. And that's the unfortunate thing that reminds me about all this, like I said, the bullishness you'll see is like the institutions are here, and it's true. Like, Schwab is launching, trading, and Meta announced today, what did they announce? That they're going to have
stablecoin payouts to influencer creators.
But again, like, it's Meta and it's Circle. Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, it did nothing for Solana, and God forbid anybody's bidding Polygon, but it's those type of like announcements that like, over the long term, like they're beneficial and they're good, but in the short term to medium term, like they kind of don't really do anything, and you can't profit from it in like the liquid public markets. And so that dichotomy just really sucks.
This has been the hardest part about the institutional narrative is like everybody else is getting rich and you're not, but all of us are not on the crypto side. What do you, I mean, I'm sitting here and watching this chart. I mean, bro, I don't know if you have it on your computer. The oil chart is unbelievable right now. Brent oil is 113. It's actually unbelievable. And so is there like I don't have you pegged as like oil expert oil trader, so I'm not necessarily looking for like supply chain intricacies. But when you see this, what does this do? Because I think you've been pretty on the money short-term bias. Like, what does this do to how you're thinking about equity markets and crypto? I mean, this is a pretty nasty candle it's putting in right now.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That's a pretty sick candle, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you probably assume 120 is probably tested at this point, and I mean, it's anybody's guess what it's going to do to equities because again, they just haven't gave a shit. But I would think it continues to weigh on gold and yields keep going up, and I mean that is just bad overall for risk assets. Like there's no sugarcoating, you know, when oil's up, like it's just bad. It's bad in the short term, it's bad in the medium term, it's bad, you know, ramifications down the line, a quarter, 2 quarters from now, 3 quarters from now. But we'll see with US equity markets. And another thing that I've been writing about is just kind of how a lot of the rest of the world, like for better or worse, has it, you know, like 50 times worse than the US that just kind of has rising gas prices. But there are, you know, some countries and, you know, airlines that, you know, they're limiting fuel, they're driving into work, you know, maybe 2 or 3 days a week instead of 5. Like there's very serious things that are happening in the rest of the world. But a lot of times, like that stuff doesn't matter for equities until, for better or worse, like it hits US markets, and it really hasn't hit here yet.
Yeah, it feels like I think this was in the Chumba article. You guys have some similar takes, but like the market's ability to price in forward-looking stuff right now feels it doesn't exist. It's like it feels like you could only see what's happening like in this exact moment, right? There's like, oh fuck, oil's up. Like there's not a lot of foresight on a lot of this stuff. I don't know. Does that feel
I think
new? Like what is that?
I do think the market has become, that's another thing I've written about a few times over the past like month, is just when I was referencing kind of like the cross asset correlations between, you know, VIX and oil and dollar, like the market has become much more reactionary, that like when those go up, you know, risk was going down, and when those were down, risk was going up. So I do think there is much more of like a reactionary nature to equity markets than there had been in the past, compared to just, you know, the look through. Though you could say that, you know, equities are very clearly like looking through everything having to do with the war and oil and just being like, AI is everything. Yeah. So from that aspect, you know, there is definitely some look through, but it hasn't, you know, spilled over to crypto yet.
This is a scary candle it's putting in.
Yeah, I mean, what was were you looking at the earnings and stuff, by the way? Like I said, I haven't had time.
I was.
To check them out yet.
Everything beat, but Google is the big winner. Like, let's see, Google. Let's see where it's at right now. It's up 7% on it. After, let me pull the charts up. Google. So Google fucking ripped up 7%. It's crazy on a $4.2 trillion stock. Meta got crushed, even though it beat by a lot. It's down 7%. Shout out to Apewood, my goat, in the chat. Amazon, shout out to fucking Apewood. Amazon like put in a nasty one, recovered, and then kind of put a nasty one in again. It's down 3%. And then Microsoft put in a pretty nasty one as well. It's down like 2.5%. So not great. And then this Brent candle is like fucking gnarly.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see kind of how the rest of the week.
Do you have positions on right now, other than crypto shorts? You just short crypto?
I'm short crypto, long. Let's see. I still have a pretty sizable Oxy call position, which is it's an oil and petroleum company. I mentioned that in the article from like 3 weeks ago, where I was just like,
is that up a lot?
I was like, yeah. I mean, the calls are up 152%. So
over 3 weeks.
About 2.5. Yeah.
Whoa.
It was just kind of just looking. I should have long more oil and stuff. I mean, if you look at anything related to it, it was, you know, it's been straight up for 2 weeks. But other than that, I was buying VIX calls pretty much all morning, and then some IWM puts.
How do you trade the VIX? How does that work?
I wouldn't advise it.
How does it work though? Like why do you trade it? And what do you trade it in replace of?
It's just for me, like when it's down at, you know, like the levels it was at today, like, you know, around 17, 18, like that seems like the floor to me. And I just kind of use it, like I'm fine with it going to zero, and most of the time, you know, it will go to zero unless VIX is up, you know, 10, 15% plus. I would not ever advise trading the VIX, like, you know, with options.
So why do you do it?
That's a good question.
It's like mental.
I don't know, feel something.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I put on some IWM shorts today too, just to hedge a lot of tech and AI stuff, just because it's small cap stuff. It's been trending much weaker than other Qs. And if the Qs, you know, if equities turn at all, then I think it'll turn pretty hard. And it's a lot more sensitive to overall rate environment.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I started putting that on this morning.
What's up? Smack's in the chat. What's up, Smack? He said, ask Tokes why he doesn't own ZM.
I actually bookmarked, what was it, yesterday? I was coming back from somewhere and I saw somebody retweet a bull case for Zoom, so I'll have to look into that. I think a large portion of it is they own like a lot of Anthropic and they might get bought out by Anthropic. I could have that wrong though.
I think that's true actually. Tell me,
But that's on my agenda to look into.
That's a DNAP ass stock. He loves that stock. He brings it up to me all the time. What crypto are you short? Are you still heavily short crypto? I know you were long Zcash for a while. I think you closed it.
Yeah, I closed out.
It doesn't look good.
Man, Rhino is just killing me. Like Zcash is one of the things I'm most excited about. And every like 3 days he just tweets, "Yeah, I'm short Zec again."
By the way, I am too, but it just looks terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. But I mean, the thesis on that is more obviously privacy. You know, the quantum stuff is kind of like a little bit of a meme in the sense of like, if BTC is affected by quantum, like I don't think anything's gonna, just like survive. But there is a little bit of that narrative, and then it is becoming somewhat of an L1, and I like it obviously for the privacy aspect, and then also it's like the last non-tainted kind of like real L1, you know. And by tainted, I just mean Dats, Sailor, Tom Lee, the Solana Dats, all of that. So that's kind of the main thesis there. But I'm just short BTC, ETH, and Sol right now. Those are from probably, I don't know, about 5-6%.
Tell me about the Sol $80 level.
I mean, it's just been a meme for forever. As long, it used to be the Sol, I think it was the 120 level.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then that finally gave,
what happens
at
the
80 level? I'm almost certain that there's a ton of when the FTX lock Sol was auctioned, I think a lot of it was bought around there when Sol was back at I want to say this was when Sol was maybe like 150, 200 around there. I'd have to double check on this, but I'm almost certain that a lot of it was offered and bought around 80. So there's a pretty strong wall there. But yeah, Sol, I mean, Sol was kind of what I made my hay in back in like 2020 or 2022. When
Chat's saying it was 65.
Just like,
it's the main level. 65.
65. Okay. Well, that would make sense. But either, I mean, you can just see on the chart that this 80 level is defended pretty damn hard. But yeah, I'm pretty worried about. I just don't really see the bull case for Sol in the short to medium to long term. And I was, back 4 years ago, one of the most like bullish Solana people you could find because I thought it was just mispriced in a chain that was actually usable. But now, I don't know. I think it's struggling a little bit for a narrative. And like I wrote, I think it was the 19th. I think Sol will kind of become what ETH BTC was last cycle, where once it's up, it's probably time to get out of some positions.
That's brutal. The new ETH BTC,
yeah,
Sol BTC,
yeah. I mean, if you look at ETH BTC and Sol BTC charts, they're pretty much kind of spitting images too. And Sol is heading into the part where everybody tried longing it for 3 years and it just didn't work out.
At some point, you have to just stop, right?
You would think so, but that hasn't stopped the BTC bulls.
How is your okay? You tweet a lot about topic I love. That is, wow, Brent oil, bro, 113.50. Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, that's up 10% today.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about to make new highs, right? At least I'm looking on Hyperliquid.
On the Hyperliquid, I mean,
117.
Top wick is 117. This would be the highest close on the daily. Dog. Oh, man. What even happened? Am I missing news? I mean, I have my computer open up. I don't even think I've missed new. Oh, early reports indicate air defenses near the U.S. Embassy in the Green Zone in Baghdad are working to intercept a number of drones flying over the area. Wow.
Interesting.
I guess we'll see.
I mean, it was up pretty much all day. Like I said, I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know. It was a thing. It was one of those things that people kind of just forgot about while in the Strait it's pretty much essentially closed for like a month now. And then Trump's talking about all day today, like we'll have the blockade as long as like necessary. And there was a report, I think it was last night, that he was like prepping aids for extended blockade time. So, you know, in hindsight, probably should have got really long oil this morning. But
I mean, the way this is trading prompts me like what I wanted to ask you next was like I love this topic of everything trades like crypto now, and you talk about it a lot. I talk about it a lot. It's one of my favorite topics. I don't know if it's good or bad for the world. Probably bad, but it's fun. It's very fun. It's fun to trade because it's familiar to trade. How is that like? Have you evolved your trading strategy around that? Like, are you just plowing into the new thing when it's getting the crypto style flows?
I would say it depends, but generally, yeah. I mean, like I was talking about with the market just becoming, it seems like it's becoming more reactionary and momentum based, and that's very, you know, crypto native type markets. But yeah, I mean, and then the other thing is like you start throwing in LLM research and everybody's spitting out, you know, it's spitting out the same kind of general thesis to the same people, you know, the same, you know, stocks and sectors, and it's like that compounds pretty massively too. So you kind of have those dueling factors, and then obviously, you know, options and that broad market structure plays a role in the momentum based environment too. But yeah, I mean, I think everything just, you know, like I said, you know, we've seen it in gold, we've seen it in Korean stocks, we see it, you know, silver, you see it literally everywhere. I mean, you see it in the Qs, like in that, you know, a 0.5% bounce in the Qs in a 1 minute, like last Wednesday is just, I mean, it's pretty nutty. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't necessarily think it's going anywhere, and markets just are converging to trade more like that. And that's a function of, you know, access, more people online, you know, everybody being able to do it from their phone. Like, you know, it takes 5 seconds and 3 clicks. So
I also think that hallucination AI yield concept doesn't get enough credit for how impactful that would be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that
when
when
like suggesting
when RFK
same
makes an announcement on peptides
stocks.
and everyone puts the headline and says, "What do I buy?" They say buy Hims. Like I think that
Yeah.
mattered, you know?
Agreed. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I mean, it's just the pace of information too, you know? I mean, you see it, it doesn't even have to be just markets. You see it in, you know, every asset class and politics and everything. Like the pace of, you know, sports, everything. Like it's just, that's just the way that the world operates now.
I also think on the topic of everything trades like crypto, you sort of like the way hyper attention flows from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. You sort of have like you are given an opportunity to be trading the best thing, and you kind of want to just be in the best thing at all times. And there's only like a couple best things at any given point. Now it sort of gets narrative violation when you look at like how, like if you look at like the, you know, monthly Nvidia chart or something, then I'm like, okay, am I retarded? Like have I should have just be buying? Like, I go back and forth on this. It's like, okay, I could just be in the best thing at all times, but it's a lot of work to be in the best thing, right? Or you could have just been buying Google for the last year, every single red candle, buy, done nothing else, not really worked very hard, and then you're up significantly. Like I go back and forth on how to think about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. But that's why, you know, I mean, it's kind of funny, like in this environment where, you know, stocks are up and crypto's down, and you kind of see like the sarcasm a little bit from CT of being like, oh, like, thanks for pointing that out. Like we didn't already know. And it's it just highlights, it's not like it's, you know, trying to dunk or anything, but it's just like, you should own some stocks and have some like just basic index equities, because you just have, like you said, just pull up the monthly charts of this stuff, and like it's literally fundamentally designed to go up over time. And like, you know, there's no reason to be like on the sidelines there. So, you know, you should have the approach, you know, if you want to trade, like that's fine, but you should also have some core assets, because another thing CT does is just kind of, I don't know, really like emphasize and you know, highlight like, you know, the bottom ticks, and it always has to be like the bottom tick. And like I said, like I'm fine, you know, ever since the initial iron strikes, like I, you know, days here and there, like I buy some BTC, I buy some ZEC, buy some hype. Like, yeah, is it like, are the spot buys down since then? Like, yeah, that's fine, but I'm, you know, I'm good with that. Like, I think that the levels that we reached are pretty good, and I'm not sure that, you know, if they'll be hit again. If they do, then that's okay, and if they don't, then, you know, I'm fine. You know, just sleep better at night.
How do you short alts? I've never made money short selling anything ever.
Well, you really have to wait until a market environment like we've had for the past few months. Like you have to, you can't really, it's not really positions you can kind of leave on overnight. Like it gets pretty dangerous. You have to really think things are stretched, or the narrative is run out, or you have to be pretty confident in BTC, like at least not going up. But like I said, it kind of has to be this type of environment. But I mean, shorting in general is just, that's another thing. Like I tell my friends that, are a little more active, like trading stock stuff. I'm just like, don't ever try and short, because you'll most likely get ran over.
It's also crazy, like the bears, they do kind of bringing it full circle. Like being bearish in a long enough time frame, you just lose it. I mean, bro, Chumba just wrote an article saying the Qs are gonna 3x. Like you lose it, bro. You lose it.
I know. Chumba and Player Daddy had an article on
and
that on Twitter
Evans
today,
too.
I
They're
don't know if
all
you
like
saw.
Qs are
Yeah,
gonna
and I was like,
3x
damn.
now.
I was like, these are.
holy
I'm like,
fuck.
these are sharp guys too. Like, it would be funny if we ended up, if the week, like if we sold off, Thursday and Friday, and then maybe next week too.
You finally get the 10% red day, circuit breaker day, like finally.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to argue against it, like especially when, I don't know, when it's laid out like that. Like it's difficult, and the way they've traded recently, like it's nuts. But the more like speculative side, like you see all the P&Ls, and you see what's the Reddit, the serendipity, like people like that, like that, these are sharp people. But I'm also asking myself, like, I try and be cognizant, like, are these people also, and myself too, like when I, trade momentum stuff like that and in and out, like, are we just selling real estate in like 06, 07, where everybody's a fucking genius? Like, and then, what happens on the backside there? So I try and be cognizant of that too, not to, be overall bearish or anything, but you just kind of have to balance that.
The Serenity account is tough because it's just, I mean, it's impossible. I don't know. I have a lot of takes. It's just like, I don't know. Ansem could have called any 100 mil meme coin in 2024 and been a genius, right? Like, it's tough. When you're chilling these like micro caps and you have all this motion, it's tough. How that plays out. So I guess we'll see. Who do you think are some of the best followers right now for crossover of both?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me go to let me see. Rhino obviously, Contra's really good
good.
follow.
He's really bearish.
Yeah.
He's just the last one
But
standing.
I think he, I mean, his name, like, I think he does have really good ideas when that is kind of, whether right or wrong. Like, I think sometimes we focus too much on right or wrong instead of, the thesis and kind of what their risk reward is. Which that's also a reason I've been short here, is just, especially crypto, is like we rallied pretty hard to like essentially pretty easy range highs across the board. And I was just like, look, if I'm wrong here and we flip, say, like 80K on BTC, like the amount of opportunities that are going to be available are going to be like, it'll be fine, but I don't want to get caught pants down if, we do trend back towards, God forbid, the lows or something like that.
Well, this is one of the things I'll say, like last TikTok about crypto is like, I'm getting a lot of shit of like, why are you bearish crypto? Or like, why aren't you talking about crypto? And I'm like, man, I'm down to miss the move to like $100 SOL or like 80K BTC. Like I'm down to miss 76 to 80K on Bitcoin and miss that 15% bottom snipe and play on the way up, because it's like, man, I want to trade shit that moves. I want to trade momentum. I want to trade stuff that's going up. And so I fundamentally just disagree with the take of like, when things are the most boring, that's when you should lock in the hardest. It's like, okay, there's some merit to it, right? If you generally believe crypto is going to matter and going to do well, you should not stop paying attention. But you also shouldn't lock yourself in the asylum chair and lose your mind trying to like bottom tick every for like a 5% swing when you could just flip bullish when it's time to flip bullish. And so we've just been talking about stocks, we're talking about oil, talking about other stuff that's moving, that's making all-time highs. And like, I guarantee you, with how much we're covering this stuff every day, when it's time for crypto, it'll be time for crypto. We'll be right there. Like if I have to miss an asteroid on ETH before a full-blown alt meme season, I'm down to miss asteroid on ETH. It's like, if you missed Pepe, did you miss meme coins? It's like, no, bro, you had GOAT, Genon, Cerebro, A16Z, ASCZ, every single token after that, right? And so it's like, I don't think that you have to be the hero to snipe the bottom wick to actually make money
No.
on the trade.
Not at all. No, and I fully agree. Like that honestly what you just described and like what I was saying about being up at range highs and like if we flip that, then like, it's party on. Like that's more so leading bearishness than anything else. And it's more so just about protecting, you know, like the spot that I have and, the overall mental state. And I will say like when stuff is really boring, like, yeah, you shouldn't necessarily be trading it, but I will say like if you want to scratch out some time to actually have like, like legit kind of fundamental research and dig into some stuff, like that is when it is the most valuable. But it's not, oh, I should just buy some shit here just because things are slow. Like that's not exactly, and especially in crypto, like when it's such a momentum and volatility based asset, like that's not how you're going to win over time.
100%.
Because what happened is when it's, when it's quiet like this and, things are choppy and endless and then it goes down 10% and then you sell and then, you're screwed. So
yeah, I 100% agree. And dude, it's been sick. I'm a huge fan, man. We read your articles, like I read your tweets you're always on the stream doc every day. Give me like a sort of like a closure wrap of I mean, look, to predict where we're going to go from here is tough, but more so like how should you think about playing the market here, especially if you have a lot of cash? How should you be thinking about the market? What do you think matters? What do you think people should be paying like more attention to, less attention to? Like, what is your general like mindset frame for like what you think matters over the coming weeks? What's important? What's not?
That's a great question. Well, I mean, obviously oil, like we talked about, is number one. I mean, that's kind of, the core focus of all assets right now. Outside of what you should be buying, I mean, I don't really have much spot exposure outside of BTC, Hype, and ZEC. My confidence in everything else is kind of waning, and I think that's fine. We're also at the point in time, like when the market does turn, like there's no point in trying to force on kind of what tokens you think will do well. Just wait for the market to show you and then follow that. Like I promise you, you will have enough time. I promise you the leaders will almost certainly stay the leaders. Like there's no reason to force some token now and think like, oh, this will be the one that leads out of, whenever the downturn is over. Like do not do that. Just wait, watch the market, listen to what it's telling you. Like we were talking about with the equities bounce. And then as far as equities go, I mean, like I said, can't ever hurt to, own indexes. Like you would, sleep better at night. And then, if you want to trade, like there are plenty of momentum assets, but again, like realize, like we were talking about, meme coins and then, these kind of more esoteric AI stocks, like be cognizant that it could be, I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. It might not be, a month from now. It might not be 6 months or a year from now, but eventually that music is going to stop, and just be cognizant that, the shit isn't going to go up forever. There's going to be plenty of winners, plenty of losers, and, just follow what the market is telling you.
It's beautiful. Tokes, keep writing, bro. Keep writing, please. We need it. It's like there's not
Also,
many left.
I gotta beat the bear allegations. Hold on, look. It's right here in the office. Look.
Just stares at you all day.
It's right next to my St. Nikola Jokic candle, so I'm beating the bear allegations. It's temporary, I promise. I promise.
Dude, go write another article for us, man, please.
Yeah, I'll have one out hopefully Friday, but definitely by this weekend.
Hit the pen, dude. Tokes, you're the GOAT, man. I appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully we could do a part 2, maybe at oil all-time lows.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Yep.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Much love. Peace.
Later.
I love that guy, man. He's one of the best follows. He really is. He's just like on the money with what to trade, like what's hot. He's very Mando. Like you could just be. My favorite thing Mando ever told me is, "Hey, retard, you can just only buy the best coins and that's it. You just have to buy the best coins and you don't have to do anything else." All right, let's tap in Amazon.
2% year over year due to lower Quest headset sales, which were partially offset by continued strong growth in AI glasses revenue. Moving now to our consolidated results. Q1 total revenue was $56.3 billion, up 33% or 29% on a constant currency basis. Q1 total expenses were $33.4 billion, up 35% compared to last year. Year-over-year growth was driven mainly by infrastructure costs and employee compensation. The growth in infrastructure costs was due to higher depreciation,
The faster
data
AWS
center
grows,
God.
the more short-term CapEx will spend.
Earnings calls are so
AWS
fucking
has
brutal,
announced
man.
cash for land, power, buildings, chips, servers, and networking gear in advance of when we can
Can't listen to
monetize.
shit.
Typically 6 to 24 months before we start billing customers, depending on the component.
Whoa!
However, these CapEx investments fund assets with many year useful lives, 30 plus years for data centers, 5 to 6 years for chips, servers, and networking gear.
Wow.
The free cash flow and ROIC for these investments are cumulatively quite attractive a couple years after being in service. However, in times of very high growth like now, where the CapEx growth meaningfully outpaces the revenue growth, the early years free cash flow is challenged until these initial tranches of capacity are being monetized and revenue growth outpaces CapEx growth. We've been through this cycle with the first big AWS growth wave and like the results.
Talk about CPUs.
We expect to feel similarly about this next wave with much larger potential downstream revenue and free cash flow. I'll now turn to stores. Units grew 15% year over year, the highest we've seen since the tail end of COVID lockdowns. We continued expanding selection, including more than 600 new notable brands. Our grocery business continues to grow quickly across both perishables and non-perishables, and with more than $150 billion in gross sales in 2025, we're now the second largest grocer in the U.S.
Holy fuck, dude.
We offer perishables delivered same day alongside millions of other items in more than 2,300 cities and towns across the U.S., with more to come. Prime members are loving the convenience of getting fresh groceries alongside other products.
Chat, you buy groceries from Amazon?
And like perishable sales have grown over 40 times year over year and make up 9 of the top 10 most ordered items for same-day delivery where the service is available. Customers shopping same-day perishables build larger baskets, adding nearly 3 times as many items to their order and spend over 80% more than customers who don't. Whole Foods Market also continues to accelerate.
Oh, they own Whole Foods, huh?
Stores today and 100 more coming in the next few years. We remain committed to meeting or beating other retailers.
No way, I forgot about this. Dude, Amazon like runs the world.
Amazon.com decreased compared to the same period last year. Prime Day will take place in most countries in June, which will bring Prime members even more savings across every category.
Imagine we long this bottom wick.
We continue to find new ways to speed up delivery for customers.
On an earnings smash, up 11%. What a fucking entry.
We offer items available for same-day delivery with Prime, up to 40 times the selection of a typical big box retail store. And we've delivered more than 1 billion items same-day or overnight so far this year. We're also making delivery even faster, recently announcing 1 and 3 hour delivery options on over
125 billion
items, with 1 hour delivery available in hundreds of cities and towns.
That
3 hour
doesn't seem like
delivery
nothing to
in
me.
2,000 plus cities and towns, and more on the way. And we continue to expand our ultra-fast delivery service, Amazon Now, which offers delivery in 30 minutes or less on thousands of items. It started last year in India, where orders are increasing 25% month over month.
How's that
Prime
Qualcomm?
members tripling their shopping frequency once they start using it. The service is now available to tens of millions of customers across 9 countries, with more to come as well.
Oh my god,
The
it's
store team also
16%.
continues to
Oh
innovate
my
and deliver
god.
for customers with AI. We
Dude!
launched Health AI, a 24/7 AI-powered personal
Where's the
health
Qualcomm
agent
guy?
backed by One Medical clinicians that gives U.S. customers instant clinical guidance and takes
Also, if you're on
action
YouTube,
with
Twitter, you want to chat,
information.
twitch.tv/threadguy.
From booking appointments to managing prescriptions to facilitating medical treatment with a real One Medical provider. Rufus, our agentic AI shopping assistant, continues to resonate with customers. Rufus can research
Agentic AI
products,
shopping.
track prices, and auto-buy products
Are we
in our
long
store
this?
when they
I'm
reach
not.
a set price. Monthly active users are up over 115%, and engagement is up nearly 400% year over year. And we recently introduced a new AI experience for sellers in Seller Central that dynamically generates a custom personalized visualization of data, key insights, and scenarios tailored to the seller's goals. It's early, but the initial response and feedback are very strong. Moving on to Amazon Ads. We continue working to be the best place for brands of all sizes to grow their businesses. And we're pleased with the continued strong growth across our full funnel offering.
Anything else?
Generating $17.2 billion of
Who was on
revenue
earnings
this
today?
quarter and up 22% year over year. Forrester recently recognized Amazon Ads as a leader in omni-channel advertising platforms
Chipotle?
with unmatched supply and insights for connected TV and commerce media. We deepened our Netflix partnership with Amazon
5%?
Audiences, which enables advertisers to apply Amazon's exclusive signals from shopping, browsing, and streaming to Netflix's highly engaged viewers to reach the right audiences and drive even stronger performance. We also partner with Comcast Advertising to expand local advertising to thousands of brands. And expanded interactive video ad capabilities to partners starting with Samsung TVs.
What else?
Our ads team also continues to invent.
I can't listen to this. Sorry. There's just no way. Qualcomm, we did. Any of these? Do you care about anything else in here? SoFi. That was in the morning, I thought. Minus 50% today. Oh my God. It was in the morning. Visa, that was morning too. They crushed, huh? %. Anything else you care about? I don't even know what most of these are. Humana? What's Humana? Oh, Avis. Car. The new Corvette is impressive. By who? Ford owned Corvette? Who owns Corvette? No, dude. Chevy, you donut. I don't drive a fucking Corvette, you retard. Damn it, 200 bands? Can you imagine spending $200,000 on a Corvette? It's insane. That's unbelievable. Fine. We'll look real quick. That's unbelievable to spend $200,000 on this car.
Grand Sport is the Corvette people have been waiting for. I get in one of these cars, suddenly I'm smiling ear to ear.
No, you're not, bro.
Grand Sport, in many ways, it's kind of an ultimate Corvette. To me, it's just this very multi-dimensional American supercar.
There's also thing as an American supercar, brother.
It being the 200
It's race-bred precision, it's agility, and it's
betting, which is the
became ill 5-horse engine ever off exploited to put.
It's the
mid-engine car is supposed to be.
Wow, it has 1,200 horsepower. All right, I'll tell you that story. I was driving, we'll call it a rental. I just got in this car, and we were going to, yeah, we'll call it a rental, okay? We'll call it a rental. We're going to Newport Beach, and I just got in this car, okay? I just got in this car, and it was a really nice car. Like, it was like a dream car, really nice car. And I'm whipping this thing around. Should I dox the rental spec, Malcolm? Okay, I'm in a C63. Brand new 2026, 25 C63 AMG. AMG S, okay? And this thing is a fucking beast, okay? And we're driving this car. Look at this thing. AMG C63. This thing is a fucking beast, bro. Okay? And we're in this car, and this is a crazy whip, okay? This thing has 700 horsepower. 700 horsepower. I'm driving this fucking, this rental lease for like the weekend. Driving this thing. It has a V8, 700 horsepower. It's a hybrid, so it gets the gas, or it gets the electric boost. It's a fucking, bro, this thing is a monster. It sounds like it fucking purrs. It's just unbelievable car. And so I'm in this thing for the first day, and we're whipping it around LA. I have this thing in Race Plus. I'm whipping around LA. We're whipping all over the place. And we're going on this vacation to Newport Beach. 4th of July. We're going to 4th of July. I've been in it for like an hour. Put like 20 miles on it. And I don't really know how to drive it yet. I've never really driven a nice car. And I have Malcolm's in the passenger seat. with me, and there's like two, I forget who's in the back, just like two baddies in the back. I think there's like two girls. I'm trying to like look at, I literally forget who's in the back, but there's girls in the back. And we're driving to Newport Beach. And I'm not like driving like an idiot, but like I'm whipping, bro. I'm driving fucking fast, okay? And we're whipping around, and I'm just like, every car that drives by, I'm like, I would gun him, I would gun that, I would gun that, I would gun that. I'm faster than you, I'm faster than you, I'm faster than you, I'm faster than you, you. I'm like running the road, the whole highway, like the whole way. It's a straight shot, clean highway. And I'm running the highway, like it's my highway in this car. And we're like cruising, it's like sun setting, it's beautiful, and I'm whipping, tops down. I have this thing in Sport Plus. And this Corvette in my rear mirror, like in my rear view mirror, this blue Corvette, I could see it like in the back, whoosh, 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 weaving traffic. And he comes up next to me and stops dead next to me. It's me and it's him, and it's like an open row. It's an open road. Okay. What I didn't realize is that there's this. So he comes next to me. I look at the guy. He will not look at me. It's the classic Corvette driver build, right? 55-year-old guy, visor on, sunglasses, gray hair, like 20 pounds overweight, and probably has jean shorts on. And he won't look at me. He's looking straight. And so I'm looking at him. He's looking straight. What I don't realize is, one, women in the back, they are still with us. The women in the back are with us. And I haven't gotten in a race yet. I really wanted to race somebody. And so what I don't realize is this guy's he's in a ZV1. And that thing's a fucking, I mean, bro, it's a fucking 25 Corvette ZV1. Has 1100 ZR1, sorry. Has 1100 horsepower, bro. It's a $200,000 car. I'm in my head thinking, this guy's in a Corvette. What a fucking bitch. You think you're gonna race it? You know what I have in my engine right now? I'm like, do you know what I have in my engine? And so, two things. One, I didn't realize he's in a monster. And number two, I didn't realize that I didn't really know how to drive my car. So I'm in like 8th gear in like automatic. I don't really know how to drive this car. And so I'm going like 60 on the highway. He pulls up to me at 100. He stops. I look at him. He won't look at me. Malcolm's like, race him. The girls in the back lean up. They get all excited. They like get up. And I'm like, oh, let's fucking go. And so I'm in like 8th gear. And I just accelerate. Okay, I accelerate. And the thing is just like, I'm in 8th gear, bro. It's just like not really moving. This guy in the Corvette, 7th gear, whatever. And like, I'm in like cool mode. This guy in this Corvette downshifts, pop, 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 and then fucking rips. Like, brother, rips in my face like I have never seen. Rips out the 3rd lane, just like, I mean, I'm talking like made up a 1/10 of a mile in like 1 second. Fucking blows me out of the frame in the 3rd lane, the wall's this side, in the 3rd lane. And then he, at the same time, he hits this crazy cross, like merge across the highway. There's a shoulder, like a high shoulder, sneaks up this little like gap right here, and then cuts all these cars. He's gone, never seen from again. Music off. Nobody says a fucking word for like 2 miles, bro. I look at Malcolm, girl sitting in the back, music off, sunroof closed. Nobody says a single word for like 2 miles. And then finally, I'm like, all right, what the fuck is wrong with this car? And Malcolm looks at me. He's like, the car, brother, that was you. I'm like, what? What do you mean it was me? The car, bro. I was flooring it. And he's like, you retard. Da, 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 da. If it was me driving, da, 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 da. And yeah, it was really bad. The girls asked to get out. It was this whole thing. And so every time now I see a fucking Corvette ZR1 or whatever it's called. I was in a C63 AMG, bro, which is a monster. It's brother, this car is an absolute monster, bro. C63 AMG, it's a complete monster. And so, yeah, it was what it was. It was brutal. And shout out to Corvettes. Anyways, Let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. It was brutal. Low-key, lots of people got them. By the way, for no reason. Like, what are you doing driving around a $200,000 Corvette? Like, what are you doing, brother? A Corvette for 200 bands? I'd rather walk. Genuinely, I would rather walk. I would rather walk. I would rather walk. Yeah, just owning the road. It's insane. He was so... Bro, I'm just going to say real quick. No, move on. That thing is so fucking fast. Because the car I was in was fast. Like, the car I was in can really move, and it's a hybrid. So you get to cheat horsepower with the hybrid because it has that electric start. Dude, that car, that Corvette is so fucking fast. It is unbelievable. Anyways, let's check in and let's move on. Meta is still down 6. The Googs is, wow. I mean, what a monster. What a monster. 6% on a $4.25 trillion stock is disgusting. Amazon, monster, little retrace, and then last but not least, MSFT. Put in a decent candle, man. It's almost flat. Put in a decent candle. You like to see it. Smoking broccoli heads like you. Yeah, you like to see it. Nice. So, JPow is out. Tesla Plaid would do devious things to that Corvette. JPow was out, which shout out the go. I think it would. What is it? Would not? No, it probably would lose. Oh my god. Oh my god, it would lose. The Corvette's a monster. End of an era on JPow. Warsh in soon. I think Warsh is like going to be one of the smartest people in all of finance. I really do. Kevin, 30 agents in your pocket. Warsh. I don't think there's very many people that are more tapped into the Warsh. We looked at his filings, his financial filings. He's invested in like 100 crypto companies, like 1,000 AI companies. He's like the most. He's young. He's got the look. He's got the name physiognomy, the facial physiognomy. He's got the look. He's got the voice. He's got the vibe. He's got the whole thing. And I got confidence in Kevin Warsh. But this is interesting because rates were left unchanged at FOMC. And the decision and policy statement draws the most number of dissenting votes since October 1992. So nobody agreed. Nobody, the most disagreement on what to do since 1992, which means we're in a weird spot. No one really seems to know what to do, but this is the only thing really worth calling out on the JPow thing other than watching him sign off. That's the GOAT. Let's see. Market. Okay, here's an interesting post. This is one of my favorite accounts on Twitter. I think it's like a little bit retarded, but I really like him. He was a perma Bitcoin bull when I was a perma Bitcoin bull, and I like to read his perma bullish posts. I think I got a little retarded, but I like him. Makes a fun post here, which I often wonder, would I be a better trader if I paid attention less? I don't know, but he makes a fun post. It's been more than 6 months since I last posted here. In that time, I crossed oceans, countries, stayed deep in jungles, mountains, and entire continents. There were weeks where I barely looked at a screen, days where markets, earnings, politics, and the endless noise of timelines felt like they belonged to another world entirely. I spent time in places where nobody knew or cared about stock tickers, market caps, or what the Fed was going to do next week. Places where people wake up with the sun, where storms roll in without warning, where the jungle at night is louder than any city on earth. When you completely detach from the machine for long enough, you come back seeing things differently, simpler, more obvious. You stop overcomplicating. You stop looking for 10,000 variables and narratives. Sometimes the answer is just sitting there directly in front of you. So when I finally came back to the markets and started looking through everything again, one thing immediately stood out to me above all else. I swapped everything, including my position in Meta, straight into Micron. All in. Because from where I'm sitting, after months away from the noise, it feels almost absurdly obvious where this is going. Micron is the next NVIDIA. As for Bitcoin, nothing has changed. I never sell. Still holding every Bitcoin I bought from 1K all the way up to 120K. I think 120K for one Bitcoin is a sweet deal, and I'm pleased with those buys. So we have a new chart to mark. Wow, Microsoft. Look at that candle it just put in. monster. It ends after a pretty nasty retrace. Bottom tick after hours to where it is right now. It's up 6%. Up actually 2% after hours is nice. We have to mark our Micron chart. Let's go daily. This is the daily Micron, who, as we know, Micron's a fab chip producer. I think they're the behind TSMC, SK Hynix, Samsung. They're the fourth biggest by market cap with $580 billion. Intel is right after them, about 500. And we will mark this line right here as the air mass entry is what we'll do. Air mass entry. We should also use this time to check in on the Rhino entry on Roblox. As we know, this chat is getting so educated, bro. We are. Should I read that flood tweet? Sorry. By the way, we are getting fucking knowledgeable. Here's the Rhino entry. Down a little bit, but nothing crazy. I think Roblox has earnings tomorrow. Is that true? Did I just make that up? Did I just make that up? I don't think I made that up. Did it already happen? When is next? God, this Google AI thing's so retarded. We gave it too much credit. Thursday. No, it is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow. Wow, I'm the fucking goat, bro. I just like no shit. So, where was I on that? This is the air mass tweet. This is a really fun one as well. Chat, have you had anyone in your life, particularly of the female gender, into the coconut water thing recently? Do you know anyone that's been drinking hella coconut water? Like, is that an increasing thing? _air mass. Is this a thing? Yes or no? Before I tell you why. Have you noticed an influx of coconut water drinkers? Yes, bro. The people saying yes, you're saying it like really aggressively. Why? Why are you saying it like all caps? Is it to deep-bloat? I could use a little deep-bloat. I think I could use a little like deep-bloating. Because I'm actually hella like thin right now. It's everywhere in Manhattan. There's a stock Chris Camillo has been talking about, who is coming on the stream in 2 months. No, 2 weeks. And your wife works in like a dermatologist. And he's been talking about cocoa on stream. And I've never heard of this stock before. And there's this the Vita. Wait. Actually, is it the one that I drank? The Vita Coconut Company. Is this what I drink? Wow, this is what I drink. No way! This is what I was drinking yesterday. I was drinking this yesterday. Meeting Chris next week. Where? I was drinking this shit yesterday. I did not even know this was a public stock. Look at the chart on this thing. I didn't even know this was public. Look at this thing. Sorry, I'm on the 1 minute. Look at this stock, brother. How? From November 2022 lows. I mean, look at this thing. What is this from? Is it TikTok? Sorry, the voice. I know. I love how this comes out. Coconut water. Is it like a TikTok thing?
Coconut water. He said he every day follow my orders. I treat that little bitch like she one of my daughters. I out the country, but I stay in the zona. Coconut water. He said he every day follow my orders. Coconut water. Coconut water.
All right, everyone knows that coconut water is very good for you, but if you are buying any...
Wait. What should I search? What should I search? What do I search? Oh, these are viral. Yeah. Ah.
I'm not zenning anymore.
Got it. Wait. Does coconut water de-bloat? Yes, it helps reduce bloating, particularly when caused by high sodium intake. Does this work? Does this work? Chat. Oh, this is like a trend. Holy de-bloat. See, if you were online more, if you spent more time on TikTok, holy de-bloat. Wow.
Holy de-bloat, holy de-bloat, holy de-bloat, holy de-bloat, holy potassium, holy potassium, holy de-bloat, holy de-bloat.
Oh, they're good.
Holy de-
Interesting.
More teens are turning to performance-enhancing drugs.
Anyways, this stock has gone fucking parabolic. Damn, do I have to get on? Wait, check body armor. Check body armor. Check body armor. Check body armor. No way, that's public. Cadre Holdings. The fuck is this? Low-key generational top on sports drinks. Not gonna lie. Top on sports drinks for sure. Like, we're done with sports drinks. Gotta be, right? Right? Prime sale still gotta happen. No one's buying up on it. So that was on my list. And then I'm not gonna read this, but you should. I'm not gonna read this, but you should. I'll send it here. Player Daddy is a really good one. It's my fucking goat. Let's read the flood tweet. Short. Crypto's paying a high price for years of altcoin scams and grifts. It can feel like a toxic industry where very little value is created. It's easy to feel disillusioned and wish you were focusing on AI-related trading, businesses, or working at a startup in that sector. Many companies and investment firms have already begun the rotation out of crypto. Don't let your apathy make you unproductive. It's your personal responsibility to continue learning about the world. If you feel the call of the wild, then go. For the ones brave enough to stick around, not only will the risk reward be as asymmetric as it's been in recent history, the concentration of upside in a handful of assets will make it easier to generate massive returns. There is less capital looking at crypto exposure than ever before. This all changes with the rapid repricing of Bitcoin this year, which I believe is inevitable. I do also agree with this. I just think we'll know. I'm not the voice of anti-crypto. I just think we'll know when it's time. For a long time in crypto, nothing felt viable due to an excess amount of capital being forced to deploy in a sector with limited opportunity. We're in a new regime now. We're reaching a similar level of apathy that I felt during 2019 and 2022. I almost quit crypto to go back to TradFi. It's no surprise those were the years where I generated the bulk of my return. Hyperliquid. Outside of trading, if you're passionate about the space, companies that are still building during this period will be positioned to take advantage of the inevitable reacceleration of this industry. Working at top-tier companies in the space is more accessible than ever due to a shortage of people entering the field. Don't undervalue your time. It's a pretty good take. I'm not going to lie, Flood. It's a pretty good one. Can Flood come on stream? Maybe one day. Are we still getting daily streams in the summer? Do you want me to stop? Do you want me to still stream in the summer? What if I took a vacation or two? Like a week? Also, the guests this week have been killing it. By the way, how do you all feel about the stream over the last week or two? Better, worse? Are you more tapped in? Are you less tapped in? How do you feel? I mean, you earned with all the trades you gave us. Really? You feel like I gave you all the trades? You really feel that way? Wavy? Better. Guests have been incredible in the flow. Wow. This week has been the best in the last month. I agree. It's been a good week. Wow. It ain't tricking if you got it. By the way. I'm in. I'm addicted. It's the most addicting game in the world. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really trying to not force positions right now as well, which I'm actually struggling to do. Anthropic going to raise at a higher valuation than OpenAI. Anthropic considering funding offers over $900 billion in value. Anthropic PBC is weighing a fresh funding round that would value the artificial intelligence developer more than $900 billion. Insane. Insane. Let's go longs. Green now. What did bait 16Z tweet?
Okay, good, the best. Okay, good.
I saw this and it really pissed me off, by the way. What is PBC stand for? That's a good question. What is PBC? Nope. Finance. Prepared by client? Does that make sense? Primary brokerage? I don't know. Yeah, Anthropic 900 billion is crazy. Only thing the close trade is making sure right now is that everyone is selling treasuries. Where are we at? Okay, they candled it down a little bit. Daily's gross though. I mean, you want to see this just puke. You want to see this puke, really. You want to see this fucking puke. I had an Intel position chat that I sold because it wasn't enough money, bro. I just like, oh my God. Should we short oil? No. No. No! It's so scary out there. Don't do it, man. It's so scary. I love you and I care about you, Johnny boy. I care about you, Johnny boy. Don't do it. It's scary. I had an Intel position I sold for profit because I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, man. I'm just like, what? What do I do? It's such a bizarre spot. I don't know what to do. I just sit in cash, I guess, like a little gay cuck for a couple times. You know what I started to think to myself? Maybe I'm addicted. I think maybe I'm addicted to trading. Reports on into maybe at 13%, something like that, right? Yeah, that's right. I think I'm addicted to trading, which is hard because it makes you like. I've got to the point where I've started to celebrate if I don't click. We know. Why not have part of your equity, part of your reports in equities? So I had to call my dad yesterday or 2 days ago, and I told him, you know, my dad, you should have a retirement account, dad. Why don't you max out your 401k, dad? You should have spot S&P, dad. You should maybe have some cash in a bank account, dad. And I told my dad, I got on the phone with him and I said, look, dad, I'm be honest. I'm not ready yet, but I think I'm pretty close to being ready to start thinking about making sound financial decisions, traditionally sound financial decisions. I said, Dad, I'm not ready yet, but every year I get closer to being ready. And I think at some point in the near future here, I'll be ready to do something in that direction. I don't know when, where, how, but every day I think I get a little bit closer to like, yes, I should have some of my net worth in spot equities. I should have some of my net worth in the S&P. The retirement account thing is tough because he's like, Pipebomb33 asks, do you need a financial advisor? Are you better at shorting or longing? I do not short ever. Ever, 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 ever. I will never enter a short position, at least for now. The guy named Pipebomb would like to know if I need a financial advisor. Yes. Can you imagine I hired Pipebomb as a financial advisor? Yeah, shorting, I never short. The problem with the retirement account thing, dude, look, this is why you could never stop trading. You could have about Amazon announces earnings. They dominate earnings. Market pukes for no apparent reason. You could buy bottom puke wick to current price and be up 13% in an hour on a $3 trillion stock. Wow. Wow. Google, wow. Microsoft, wow. Meta, wow. Disgusting. The problem with retirement account thing, though, is he's like, by the way, you can't sell it for 50 years. I said, Dad, 50 years? 50 years? What? Do you mean 50 years? Is that how long until you can sell a retirement account? You got to be 59. How old am I? I'm 24. 35 years. It's like I haven't held something for more than a week in a year. 10% penalty if you withdraw before. That's not that bad. Yeah, 35 years. Soluna Avex is the biggest company in the world. Yeah, I mean, this is brutal. What do you do here? Like, you sit here and... I mean, this is one of the biggest companies in the world. ATH. Intel. ATH. Want $96 after hours. I sold it at $92 and felt like I was a genius. SanDisk. AMD. Micron. And Tesla. Unbelievable. And then, threadguy, why aren't you paying attention to crypto? I mean, until further notice, man. Until further notice. I'm watching a looping stream, just going through each chart over and over. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, brother. Fart Nico. When a $3 trillion stock moving like this, we look at it. Trump Intel tweet. Is it new? I like the stream. I like the stream as well. Trump. Intel stock continues to rise. I'm very proud of that company. I love you too, Fart. Brother lost 30K yesterday, and y'all say he's not paying attention. Wow. Trump. Responsible for making over $30 billion in Intel stock in the last 90 days. Trump. Successful with other stocks by taking pieces of equity for support. Hashtag INTC. Oh my God. Wow. That feels like a good spot for me to do the thing. Who do you want on the stream? Guest wise. Also, is there anybody new here? Should I jump the pit? Yeah, we'll watch the banks. We'll watch the banks thing. Let's watch the banks thing, actually. Let's do that first. Flood just did a podcast, bro. You need someone, like, new. It's time to bring back Murad for what exactly? Let's watch the banks video. The truth about FaZe. Find out what I'm doing next tomorrow.
Yo, let's go. We got to get there before it gets dark. Keep up, man. Let's go.
Chumba won't do it, man. What's good, Shams?
No way.
It's the old Face House.
Malcolm Pod. He not coming on stream, bro.
This is awesome.
Place is falling apart.
Mike Novogratz is coming on soon.
You guys think the chips are still good? Oh,
Ew, bro.
What is all this stuff doing here? I don't know.
Bro, I think I'm about to shit myself. We should go home.
How could have that turned on?
Guys, look at this.
Whoa. No way.
Get orangey on for what?
Someone at school says if you say net spend 3 times,
Just went to a Netspend concert.
somebody's ghost.
Man, that's ghost stories. You really think saying Nedspin is gonna do anything?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, what's a net spin?
Boo!
Fuck, dude, what the fuck, man? Yo, Banks?
Fuck!
Bro, you're literally 40.
Yep. Start a family, asshole. Here we go with this shit.
Get a fucking job!
Twitch.tv/FaZe Banks. Yes, sir. Maybe we'll watch it on stream. 1 p.m. PST, 4 p.m. That's my goat, man. Shout out to Banks. I'm hype. Whatever he rolls out, I'm hype. Shout out to Banks, man. Twitch.tv/FaZe Banks. Shout out Ricky Banks, man. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to watch. Maybe we'll tap it on stream a little bit. Met bro on Melrose last year. Nice guy. The best. Great guy, man. Trump was my intel. Why don't you look smacks? I'm forever looks maxed. That's like a crazy thing to say. Why don't you look max? It's crazy. It's like when you like come downstairs and you're fit and you're about to go to like Easter dinner and your mom's like, is that what you're wearing? And you're like, yeah, I mean, I'm like in the car and it's time to go. So yeah, that is what I'm wearing. And they're like, oh, okay. Or like, what? Yeah, do you work out? And you're like, yeah, I do. Anyways, fun stream. I enjoyed the stream. Oh wait, I do need to buy cufflinks. Chat, what do you think I should buy? Wait. Let me see. Let me go on eBay real quick. You got any advice or no? Let me just make sure I don't have anything stupid on here. Like I'm trying to buy some like sterling silver cufflinks. I'm a silver guy only. I was about to cop these, but D-Nap called them the vasectomy cufflinks. I was gonna buy these, but he's like, "Oh, they're the vasectomy joints." I need to buy some cufflinks, bro. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be stuck on stream. Sorry. I like the knot ones. I like these. They look like the OpenAI logo. But I need something tough, bro. Like the lions, maybe. They're also like, why are they also expensive? I just want some like. These are kind of cool. These are cool. I don't know. It's like, where do I buy cufflinks from, bro? You'll see what I get, and I'll bring it back to stream tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but I'll bring it to stream in like. By the way, watch guy can't get the fucking watch. It's just like so ridiculous. If you are good at your job, chat, you could just win. They can't get the watch. I just whatever. I still need them, so I'm not gonna. What watch do you need? I'll get it. I already paid, and I can't get it. It's gone. It's like, no, the guy ghosted me. I'm like, okay, well. I'm rocking the stream. If you're new here, I'm live every day at 3:40 p.m. EST. It's a fucking banger. We stream every day. I'm a movie. You're a movie. I'm a movie. We're all movies. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you for pulling up. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for supporting. I will catch you when I get you. I'll see you when I see you. Have a great rest of the day. I love you all. Market looks interesting. Have a great rest of your day. Love you, motherfuckers. Peace.